All right, so we're gonna do our channeled messages today. Bye. All
Alright, so we're gonna do our channeled messages today. Bye.
We're gonna have some fun today. Hi, how's it going? See how many people like this one. Ready? Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm gonna have some fun. The anonymous tarot card reader is going to read your cards today. I can't reveal my identity because people are looking for me. So I'm trying to disguise myself now to give you your most positive messages that we can receive today from Spirit, from our guides, and see if anybody can identify anything. All right, so let's get started. Oh, it's too cold. It's cold here. Like it's like 16 degrees above zero, and it's cold here still. Okay, so I'm feeling a little bit chilly today. So I thought I'd dress for the appropriate weather that we're having of 16 degree plus Celsius weather. It's still cold. All right. Oh, look at that. It was me. All right. So let's see. It's only me. I'm just kidding. Just have some fun. So we are going to start with our energy readings. Who's all here? Anybody's here? Hello, everybody. Everybody say hello. Is the chat disconnected on your guys' end? Because it's showing on my side that it's been disconnected, then successfully connected, then disconnected. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. If you guys are having a problem with the chat, let me know. Because it's showing on my other chat that it's disconnecting and connecting, right? So there's the baseball pitch, and like the umps do, the baseball players. There, got a good chat. We got this, mate. All right. Sure. So it says sure on top. So it's like sure, right? But sure. We're being all slang today. All right. So I'm going to see if I can't reload this page on my other one and see if it's a stream that I have to recreate a stream possibly for you guys. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. But we're going to do the unknown tarot today. No, I'm kidding. I think people would probably be like, hey. All right, so we have Anna and Nessa here. Are you guys new to the channel? Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We do random readings here. You might get picked for a reading, but the overalls are always general. And then if something resonates with you, then you may want to have a private reading done after. I don't try to stay away from really personal information on with my actual reads, but sometimes it just tells me to say it. So sometimes it's like a rude awakening kind of energy. Usually I have to, kind of manage. But yeah, no, we're doing good on this side. Our connection as well. I just want to clean off my little cloth here. So yesterday I had a really, I had the last few days, and I just want to talk about this in regards to people doing manifestation, okay? And how quickly that mind gets to manifest. I can't explain it, but I think it's because you do good intentions and you send out good intentions that your intentions are definitely something to be very sure of when you're doing manifesting, or wanting to meet with someone or meet up with somebody specifically. So I'm just going to take this just a couple minutes here so that other people have a chance to show up to enjoy the messages that are being delivered this afternoon. But I had mentioned to you guys, I don't know, it was maybe 4 or 5 videos ago, you guys are probably here, and I was saying how I don't have any connection with my children. My connection has kind of been, kind of severed to a certain extent. I don't really have a lot of communication of them thinking that I was crazy and, weird shit that was happening that, kind of made me look kind of cuckoo, but in all reality, it doesn't. And my youngest one was the one that I connect with a lot, mostly. And it was really difficult not to have that connection going for my kids. Like you guys saw the emotional part of me coming through when I started talking about them. But it's not that I was missing them. I was missing the fact that, I've transformed into somebody that's different than what they're used to seeing as their mom, right? And I'm growing outwardly in my own way now. And so it kind of, I think, was more of a shock to them than actually wanting to understand it. Because they're so conditioned. Society is just conditioned into thinking things are just whacked. Okay, that's the way it is, and that's just how it is, right? But I had such a connection with my kids. All even though their dad ended up taking responsibility, but I still saw them. And then about 8 months ago, it just kind of got severed when I ended up in the hospital, and everything prior to leading up to that experience for about 4 months prior, it was very difficult because I was trying to tell my children what was going on, explaining the events that were happening in my life, and they would think that I was actually falling off the deep end. You know, but didn't want to comprehend it because they're so conditioned to thinking a certain way in society that it's not normal to be experiencing this. But they chose not to be involved in the transformation that they saw now. And my daughter, I would text her and she would never return my texts. And just telling her about the experiences sounded all I guess crazy because they're not used to the experience or willing to understand or open their thought train to something different. So a lot of things happened between us. Like there was messages that were sent that both sides were very angry with each other for a while because trying to get my point across, I wasn't very good at vocalizing the information because it's like learning a whole new language underneath, right? It's not the same way of thinking. It's not the same way of speaking. It's not the same completely than what I used to be, and I think that's what they were trying to wrap their head around. I guess is that I'm not me. That I wasn't being the mom that they knew growing up, and maybe that's why they had that conditioning, thinking that it was kind of whack. Uh, but allowing me to do my journey and giving me the space, I gave them space and everything in correlation to their growth and experiences. And they talk about the 3D and the 5D and all this stuff, that if you don't understand it, it can actually have a negative impact on you. At least it did on me. Um, and being selective. Like the first thing you want to do is let your children know, right? Like you're going through this thing and be supportive of, the experience and just let it be. And it caused me more problems letting them know about that side of me that it was changing into a different growing up, putting my feet back on the ground and actually being able to walk tall and proud in the new energy that I've been working with, right, and helping others. So I told her, she came and my son came, my other son, and they're very supportive. The two of them are more supportive than my other daughter, Ashwin, right? Oops, no name saying. But she's kind of on her own. She's always been kind of, she was a middle child, always feeling like she didn't connect within, the sibling kind of rivalry thing. One minute she'd be spending time with one and the other, and then blah, blah, blah. And, just trying to fit somewhere is what she basically grew up doing, right? And then for a while there, she was, I would message her all the time, and we had a good connection going, and she'd come by and visit a lot, and now she doesn't visit very much at all. She's got her own life. She's got a boyfriend that has responsibilities to go to their house for meals and stuff, and make an offer for them to come here, and they're always too busy, to come here, because they don't want to deal with the way that I've transformed and understanding or coming into seeing that it's a reality here and seeing that I'm doing okay, that I'm healthy, that I'm moving in the right direction. And the point of the matter was that I had sent my daughter a message and I had said, thanks for you guys showing up. It really meant a lot to see you guys. I'm really grateful you guys stopped by. And next thing you know, and I told my young girl to message me when she arrived in Arizona, so that I knew that she was okay, because that was the weekend that Michigan shooter ended up happening up in Detroit, Michigan, there at some university, and it freaked me out. I got very sidetracked with it, so my energy has just been focusing that nothing like that would happen at my daughter's university or college, because you hear so much of it going on in the United States that it puts me in a state of stress, distressed moments. So sometimes I get very emotional because I get worried, being a mom and knowing that these happen. This is very stressful for me because it could become a reality, right? And that's the one thing that I get scared of, knowing that she's down there and that, these active shooters are entering schools, and no matter whether it be an elementary school or a high school or a college or a university, it worries me, right? Um, because you don't hear that stuff happening here in Canada. Like you don't hear a shooter walking into schools and blowing people away. It doesn't happen here in Canada. Why that is, I'm not sure. But I would rather have my daughter attending school up here. And in case, you know what I mean? Like it's fearful for parents, to be able to have to go through that experience. I definitely wouldn't want to have to be on the other end of that situation. So it worries me a bit. So anyways, I did my cards for her. I did read cards for her, and she was in shock. She was actually dumbfounded by the reading that I gave her. She just kind of went, what? And then it's like she would smack her brother and be like, "Can you believe mom knows all this shit?" And he's like, "Hey, it's your mother." And she was like shocked. She was like, "Oh, wow, like mom knows too much, even when I don't communicate with her, let alone when I am communicating with her." So she was kind of put back. And, she sent me a text message and I said, "I just want to make sure that you arrive safe. Let me know when you get back to Arizona that things are okay and you're all right, right? Have a safe flight. We'll see you when you come up at the end of May or June." And she didn't respond back. She didn't respond back to the actual day of doing it. Like she arrived in, I guess she took a later flight and arrived later on Sunday. So she ended up flying out Sunday morning at 5 a.m. from Seattle and flew to Arizona. Um, and she messaged me when she got there. I didn't expect her to actually message me back, like with her busy schedule and stuff, that I was, you kind of get, second place. And that's fine because her schooling and everything is very important. That comes first. Number one is look after your schooling. Make sure you're studying well. Study hard. Don't let anything come into, playing when you're supposed to be studying. And she knows that, and she's very good at that. She didn't end up with scholarships for no reason. Like she had scholarships coming from Harvard, from Stanford. There was one from the University of California, and a bunch of different universities actually sent her scholarship letters saying that we'll cover your whole expenses of schooling if you come play for our team. And she made the choice of going with Arizona State. She liked it, I guess. I guess the scholarship that they were offering was pretty much better than most of them. So she made the decision to go to Arizona State, and she signed her papers I think it was last May. She signed up with them in the Eastern University of Arizona. She went on with that, and that's the one that she wanted to go. But when I heard that she got scholarship offered from Stanford and she didn't take it, it really made me wonder why she didn't take it. And then after sitting back and kind of evaluating the situation, I came to realize that the reason she didn't take Stanford is because they didn't have that great of a school year this last tournament, right? The team wasn't as strong as it was when she was playing and the other strong player was playing, you know, they had two strong players and they did well on the tournaments. But this last year that she attended high school, they didn't do as well in the tournament stage for rankings because it was all new players, right? She was still in grade 11 when her fellow co-player was the strong team members. They were the strongest out of the group, and they did a lot of the point scoring for the team. Right, it was my daughter doing her trays, and then the other player doing her main as a forward, right? Which is now she went out and played for Team Canada last year out in the international field. And so I'm hoping that this decision to go through Monster and redevelop her skills on a college level is, I think, the reason why she went for that one. Is it gave more options for her for playing time, maybe different reasons, like her scholarship had probably different or better options in regards to her education and being a skilled ball player, being the best in the West. And there's nobody that can top her in 3-point shots, and you'd be running for you'd be taken for it. She would take a mile and strip it right off you and not even care if it was revolving around basketball. Like she would end up running you hard to get those points, and she would probably point out before you even had a chance to even point in. So she is an amazing kid, like really amazing. She's got the personality, she's got the total hardworking, like I did. I wanted to go and do exactly what she's doing now. And I did that in grade 7. I started on the junior high team, and then in grade 8, I blew my knee. I ended up going for a layup, and my leg twisted and spun my knee out, so it fucked my knee. So I can't run like I would normally would, back before I had the injury. But, all said and done, she's been able to manage this skill level for since grade 7. So she's had 5 years prior to the university, and it has had her name everywhere, through the high schools, through the universities. Everybody knew who she was. She was the most dominant player for a 3-point star. in Canada. She was best in the West. She got um, then she ended up going for the 3-point star test for seeing who was the best, right? So, she's the best in the West, and then she went out to I can't remember. She was telling me the story yesterday or the day before yesterday, telling me how she went to go and order something, and the girl at the till, um, they went to Fresco's for dinner, and she was ordering her meal and everything, and then the girl that was the cashier behind the till actually looked at her, and she's just like, okay, we're just going for a meal. Like stardom has already hit her, and it's hit her. But the girl behind says, "Aren't you that girl that gets to go play ball in the States like goes all the time going and playing ball at different places in the States?" And my daughter's just like, yeah. She's like, "I know you. I followed you. I know that you're that girl." And she's like, "Yeah, yeah." And she kind of like looked at her like, "Okay." Like, how would somebody just random just like be saying that? Like, how the stars end up getting their universal, like people recognizing them and stuff. She was like put off. She didn't quite know how to respond to that, but she was like, "Okay, yeah." Could you imagine? I can imagine this going like viral with herself, and she's gonna get like different people talking about her, and people know who my daughter is when it comes to basketball. Like there isn't a person in the lower mainland where I live that does not know my daughter. I went and played basketball with a young fella. I was out for a walk, and this little boy was shooting hoops at the basketball court right up the street. So I was out having a walk, and I saw this kid, and I said, "Hey, if I do you mind if I take a couple shots too?" And he's like, "Sure, no problem." So I was dropping them too, and the guy's like, "Wow, how did you know that?" And then I said to him, I said, "Do you know who my daughter is? I'm sure that you play for," because he had the shirt on, he had the All Stars jersey on. So I said to him, I said, "You probably know my daughter." And I said who my daughter was, Shelvin Grail, and he went, "Oh hell yeah, everybody knows Shelveen." And I'm like, "No way, really?" He's like, "Yeah, I know her. She's good. She's an awesome player. She's really good. She's just really, really good at points and making those baskets. She's like a number one star here in BC." I said, "I know that's my daughter." And he went, "What? Really? That's your daughter?" I said, "So the next time you see my daughter, say that you got to play with your mama." The one that actually got her started in basketball when she was like 6 or 7, right? Grade 5 or 6 was when she actually started playing ball, and having the scholarship to show that now is just in a journey for her, and it's been a blessing. The universe giving back, like making it a possibility for her to actually continue what she loves so badly and works hard every day without even having to have a coach around. She'll sit there and shoot 100 trays before class starts. After school, she'll go in for an hour and shoot as many trays as she can get done in that hour, and just pump it, pump it, pump it for the whole half. For the afternoon, she will just go straight hard, not stop for until she gets 1,000 points. And if she can't make one basket, then she starts over again. Like that girl is so dedicated to her career, and I'm very grateful today to be able to say that I'm glad she's doing it. She's being active, taking it as far as she can take it and make the best of it. Scholarship and all. And that's important to her. She wants to be an honorable. She always gets sportsmanship awards. She's gotten any award that you could possibly give as far as awards you can give out. She has every single one. She even has a championship ring from grade 11 that she gained that one with the number one spot. They won the whole tournament for BC last year. This year they didn't do so well. Lord Tweedsmuir was the school that she went to, but they did not do as well as the year before. Um, so yeah, so it really showed in the team kind of dimensional part of the team was really recognizable, that the two strong players were basically the ones that scored the points. And when both of them were gone this year, wasn't as positive or energetically filled as when you have two strong players, and then the other ones are just trying to make their place in the basketball world and having a very difficult time doing that is unfortunate. But they're young, they're able to either pick up the pace and do something about the positivity, and having this these grants coming forward, scholarships being offered, and actual universities coming out to see you play and assign you a scholarship at any university my daughter could have went. Anyone. She had letters coming in from all over the states for scholarships, from Seattle to LA to Arizona to Detroit, from east to west. There was, unsurmountable. I guess she was about 6 or 7 scholarships that she could have chosen from, and she walked away from the Stanford one, which I thought would have been a good one for her. But she signed on with Eastern Arizona College, which is fine. They're a pretty strong team. You don't really hear a lot in the player part of things. They don't really limelight it, which is unfortunate because I really like to know how well she's doing in a game per se. They don't really post too much about their gameplay, which is kind of sucks because I'm so used to being able to pick up. She's even made it. I don't even find it. She made the front page of the local paper, and they showed her, and she's had herself on Global News for shooting a last basketball with like 3.1 seconds left in the game, and she shot it from the most outside line to the basket, which is unsurmountable, and it went. She had 3.2 seconds left on the clock, and by the time that it was time to buzz out, she actually made it with like 1.1 second left on the clock of the tournament game ball, and it was that one made them be able to move on to the next level. So I am very proud. I am very proud of all my kids. My son is working too. I had a difficult situation show up yesterday with one of my children. Um, but not listening to the advice of others or people that are elder, just thinking you're going to run your own game, then you can go run your own game. Don't bring it near me because I don't want nothing to do with it. Um, which is unfortunate because anytime we suggest anything, he won't take the advice at all. So until he grows up and realizes that the bridges that he's burnt are burnt now, and it's unfortunate that I have to do that with my son, but he's not going to ever learn. He's too self-pity because he doesn't have anything, but allows himself to lose everything, and then cries about it after. 29 years old, like forget it. I'm not playing this game of a 7-year-old kind of energy within him. I'm not playing that. I'm not going to sit here and play the pity party with you or be part of the pity party. Either you man up and do your shit, deal with what you got, and get yourself fucking picked up off the fucking ground and start living your life the way. And I can't sit there anymore and sit there and take it. I don't have to take it. And realizing that, there's no other reason, no other way that I'm able to take this on without it totally destroying me again and putting me, in a state of, stress or, wanting to know what's going on and worry and all this other energy that I used to carry around with me because of him. Guilt for, asking him to leave because he's not following the rules of the house, or, just trying to project something else, or, just can't deal with it. Just won't. I've had enough. I've helped and helped and helped, and nothing changes. Every time he comes back to visit, or comes every couple of weeks just to say hi, and it's like nothing's changed. And he's been out here almost a year. Now he wants to leave because nothing's working for him. But he didn't have anything working from where he was living in a different province altogether, and not living then either. So I had to put my hands up and say, no, I cannot allow this to continue. You know, End up pulling the pity party, or the crocodile tears is a very big thing he likes to play. And I told him, no crocodiles, nothing. There's not going to be any chance of us being able to work this out if you don't start picking up yourself off the ground and start doing it for yourself. Nobody's going to help you. We've all tried, and you're still not doing anything to make us want to even continue helping. And it's unfortunate I have to step out of that situation because of it. And it's very difficult. It is difficult as a mom to let your child go like that. But there comes a point where you cannot sit there and allow your child to take advantage and still walk all over you and wipe their feet because they can, right? It's time to stand up and man up. So go get your shit dealt with. Come back to me when you actually have something to prove. Because you're not proving anything to me, but, you know, showing me that you're just letting yourself be a failure. And I won't have that around me. I will not have a failure child, sit there and be catered to because they don't want to try. They don't want to work at something or even give it a shot. Give him advice, and then he's got all the excuses in the world for not reason why he can't work. Oh, my body hurts. I'm not able to do slave labor. Well, then, you know what? You're not going to be able to be working at all, and you can just stay where you are. Don't achieve nothing. Be a bum, and just live your life. Be a bum. Have fun, but don't show up at my door, because I don't have bums come and stay at my house. I don't let bums in my house, let alone around my house. And it's very hard to come from that point, but I have to, and it's very difficult. So, but as you see, I'm not crying over it, whereas, maybe if he was doing good or something happened to him, um, maybe this is what I had to do, is set that boundary so that I could be comfortable and non-judgmental or emotional over the situation that he's put himself in. Nobody did it but him, and he's got to pull himself out. I can't do it no more. I can't be that support for someone that, ends up wanting to pull you into the mud puddle with him. You know what I mean? Not pull him out or give him assistance to get out of that rut, but will pull you right into the rut with him. You know what I mean? And I'm not having it. I won't have any of my kids around that. None of my kids need to be worried about that shit either, right? So that's just it. So yeah, so just wanted to share my last couple of days, and my energy level has been good. I've been able to overcome, situations that, others I probably would have been a little bit, soft-hearted and kind, but I couldn't. I actually couldn't. So we'll get today started. So it was just a little bit about the energy level. So I'm feeling that the energy level for a lot of people is moving in a positive direction. If we choose to live it, we all make our own decisions. We all make our own outcomes. We let things happen and just move away from it. Okay, so we're gonna bless the energy for the channel. Get everything started today, guys. I'm really happy. Today is another sunshiny day. It's a gorgeous day out. I was thinking about maybe going to the park after I do this one and just maybe do a couple, actually within Mother Nature and enjoy the afternoon. But I have everything set up here for now, so I'm going to have to pack up a few things and take it with me to go do over there. And we will kind of do an energy read here. Maybe we'll go out, touch Mother Nature, and do a reading. They have light tables out there that I can do it on. I also have data now, so I can actually do it, sit down at a table and do it. So I'll get this one done for the house. This is house energy as well. Whatever house energies that are with us, they can't come with us, mind you, but some of the other energies can come with. But I don't take my house energies out of my house. They're here. They're a reason why they're here in house energy, because that's what protects the home, is that energy of, So with that said, yeah, setting boundaries, like you said, Elizabeth, it's very difficult, but I'm getting better at doing that. And, it's hard. It really is. I am proud of all my kids. Don't get me wrong. I love them all the same. But at the same point, I can only go so far, right? There's only a certain limit that I will allow to take place with me. I won't do it no more. Every time it's happened probably four times, other than this last one. So 5 times in the 5 years of seeing my son, and he was adopted out. I adopted him out when he was like 2, because I couldn't take care of it. Then we met back. It was about 5-6 years ago. I brought him out here. I actually located him, brought him here, paid for the bus ticket, got him to come out and stay, and we had a big, to do and everything. And he made it sound like everything was just perfect, but there was something off about the way that he was talking, and that's where I think that he has been kind of in this state for a very long time. And it's he's trying to be, how would you say it was kind of like a codependent on me, but I wasn't codepending him. He was trying to, be like that little 7-year-old boy that hugs his mommy's leg when strangers come around. You know what I mean? Like that, just that whole energy just wasn't in a good state of situation. So I just have to go do one thing. I forgot. When I smudge my house, or smudge, I have to put back by the doorway. Oops. There we go. All right. Let's put a little energy over here. Over tobacco. But yeah, no, so we're gonna see what the energy's like, and then if it's really good energy, I think I want to go and try going to the local park across the way. It's not far. It would take me like less than 5 minutes. I just have to, put my little satchel together to take you guys with me. So maybe we'll try that. So I don't know if you guys want to do this here and now, or would you like to restart a new stream in about half an hour, and we can go to the park and do this, in the sunshine, what? It's starting already. The tongue twistedness started already. The sunshine, and just kind of, take you guys on a little adventure. Get to see the park that we get to hang out in. I don't know if there's probably not very many budding things, but they have like a singing water fountain, which you put your ear up to the speaker and you actually can hear your native language happening. And how it knows that when you walk up to that fountain, how would it know to speak Cree? Like the Cree language was being spoken through the speaker. The second time I went, it was Punjabi because my children are part Punjabi, their dad is, and it was coming through in that language, and it was like, what? Um, it's far enough away from the street, like where the tables are. It's actually far away from the street that you wouldn't hear it. You wouldn't hear anything. Um, Well, it's all up to you guys. You guys, this is your guys' channel. Your energy and direction that's happening, is totally up to you how you guys want to do it. It's a census of if you guys are wanting to do it. That's totally up to you. If not, then that's fine too. We can still do the one here as well, right? It's not a necessity, but it would be nice to maybe try it and see how things go. So Anna, so it's all your guys' call, or I could sit outside my door even and do it, but it's not really sunny shine. The sun's shining. It's just so nice to be out in it right now. I don't think it would be very noisy. I don't think so at all. Okay, I'll stay put. Okay, so I'll flip a coin. How's that? Ding. We can also do like another stream later. It's not a big deal. Like we can still, do one here, and then we can also go out and do one at the park. It can't be any noisier than it is here, right? So we'll sit here and do this one here. We'll do an energy reading here, and then we'll go out and we'll do one at the park. And if it's too loud, I have my headset that I can plug in so that the speaker will actually still work with the actual channel, right? So hopefully it won't pick up too much. So Elizabeth, we're going to do this one first. We're going to do this energy and see what's going on for all of my lovely subscribers here on the channel. I'll pull a goddess card first. Use that. Oh, and I've been looking at some card decks. I forgot to take the pictures and the names down for the ones that I was interested in getting to get your guys' kind of output or input on the output. All right, so let's see what's in store for us. Okay. Just gonna clean this little puppy off here. Some straight hairs. All right. Okay, so let's give these guys a shuffle. Let's find out the overall energy for everybody. What does the goddess cards have to say for us today? What direction? What do we need to focus on for the week of March 17th through to, I think, the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. From the 18th, for the week of March 18th to, what is the date on Saturday? Or Sunday? Next Sunday. Oh, here we go. So from March 17th to the 23rd, let's see, from the 18th to the 24th, what kind of overall energy or messages that need to be focused or worked on this part for this week? What are we looking to do? Let's see, overall. And the goddess cards come forward and pass through the energy. What do we need to focus our energy on? Okay, so we got a card. Okay. So this one is Divine Passion. Pele is the goddess. So fire energy, It almost looks like a volcanic eruption, like finally erupting and being able to be released. The energy to, create new, like when lava cools, it creates like a new kind of, like an island, almost like a hard crust, that you can build a foundation on. and actually revealing yourself, coming out as a more like almost like she's in the belly of the volcano, and she's allowing everything to be going around her and growing. You know what I mean? Like the lava flowing, and this is the energy flowing from the top of the mountain or top of the volcano to come down and cool off and be a part of the new formation of your bases, right? So you're always adding to your foundation, no matter what. That's what lava does. It creates um, a foundation that's solid, from a molten lava. So yeah, so just being in the core of that, and just being like taking on a fire energy though, that some of us might be able to or how do you say better, betterment, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure the word how to place it. That we're looking for foundations of strength, right? And this is what we're creating, and knowing that you can create anything out of nothing. Like you can use your energy to recreate situations, recreate foundations, and start building on that foundation that you've been so hardly working so hard at. I'm getting ahead of myself with the actual, some of the words come before they're supposed to, they come out faster. So being the core self and being on fire and just wanting to expand and just like feel free, not burdened into a certain, divine passion is going to go everywhere. And that's your energy, allowing it to be free and to be, assisting in building a stronger foundation for, the experience. Bottom of the deck from the chorus, from the goddess deck, the bottom card is Seek Met. Be strong, right? So this is where I have to put on my spectacles. Sorry, guys. So it says, you are stronger than you think you are, and its strength assures a happy outcome. So that kind of correlates together. It's almost like a support energy. Is this support energy is supporting this energy, which is supporting your energy. And, everything working as a sequential thing to be building more of yourself, more stronger, more um, able to deal with things on a more, finding better solutions for situations, not being held back, allowing you just to flow and be free of any restrictions, right? And allowing them to come up and be part of the experience, right? There's a lot of energy coming out, a lot of energy, you know. It's raining men, but see, there's even little fragments of fire landing on you and recreating, like from the fire. From the fire you can forge steel. You can do so much with fire energy. You can reforge yourself as far as removing the energy and allowing it to flow. You transform yourself. You know, you're allowing yourself to be free and to grow and expand in whatever way you need to expand, right? And sometimes you have to let it just flow. Like if volcanic eruption hits and it's like bah, and then all over the place, right? But you're not feeling all over the place because your lava is actually taking time to create. You need to have that time to create with that lava. Like it just flows and it just takes on a whole different identity in itself, right? The expansion of yourself, but taking on identities and different paths that it will, choose to go and be able to be part of, right? Recreating and being part of the earth, right? Still not letting go, right? Of certain energies for people, focusing on your energy that needs to be released. You can't keep it inside forever. It's got to be released and allowed to grow and create a better foundation, right? So, okay, so let's see what's going on today for our, the Five of Cups in reverse. Past energy, not feeling, complete, having to make the transformation and not understanding how, to do it possibly. You've kind of put that all on hold for the experience. You're wondering how can you, better make the situation now, because basically everything has, if you look at it upright, every single chalice that she had going for her is now dumped over. So meaning that um, you might be in a better position now to actually, form, a life for yourself and feeling different within this life. Like, like a mermaid belongs in the water. We all kind of classify that one, right? But feeling that, you can't transition because you've lost everything. I think there's more saying that you need to make that transition to actually gain again and not being so self-worried about everything. Don't put things, as negative, thinking about them negatively or like a loss, but putting it on hold and recreating with what you do have, and come to an understanding that you're comfortable with in regards to your transformation. Transforming from a mermaid to a person that has two legs, like they say. Mermaids will transform when they're out of water. It's hard to say, but definitely water signs need to have water around them. Water energy. So that means like maybe you've moved or you've relocated and it's not so peaceful or it's not so serene for yourself to feel comfortable enough to let yourself change. That everybody has a certain way of thinking about you that you um, portray as a mermaid, but then you transform into, a human species that walks the earth. You know what I mean? And get out of here, Mr. Bug. Get outside. One. Get outside. There. Go away. He wants to be part of the scenery. So, not allowing this transformation to happen right now might be in the best interest of yourself, or you're coming up with solutions. You're pondering the solutions on how to make the situation, turn into a positive where you can actually manage it and not have to be so stressed out. All right, so that's where the energy that you're coming from. Okay, this is prior to the current now state of affairs. So water is a definite need for this person. Then we got the Two of Pentacles, balance, trying to balance that Five of Cups energy, and when you only have one way to balance it, but now you have to create another to be able to balance. So you need to take the good, the bad, and balance them together so that they can work as a whole. Negative plus positive have to work together as a whole, to create, a light for a flashlight to be able to turn on, to create, make that connection with the negative and positive in your life and allowing it to be part of one. Okay. Like it's an infinite energy. It doesn't stop because you say it stops. It's positive and negative, and they still flow together. They create energy to manifest or, to make things work, and that's what you're trying to understand is how am I going to make this work and how can I balance it? And then you just pick it up and you say, okay, I'm going to do this. And then you just do it. Like it's not really a real big thought thing that you have to really figure out. You really know how to do it. And you got to stop letting yourself be fooled that you can't. You have definite knowledge to be able to make it work. Right? So this Five of Cups now is going to transform into, a solution is, coming forward for you. But you have to create the solution on your own. You can't have others doing all the work for you. And that's what I've been finding a lot in the readings is that people are expecting others to do the work for them. Okay. So, so here we have the Seven of Wands in reverse, we have the Tower, and then we have the Two of Swords in reverse. All right. So let's see what's going on here. Your current state is that you're feeling like you're having to battle people because you want your own independence from the situation, and people are putting everything on you, which you've put a stop to. You're not letting people kind of control your journey. You're allowing it to take it by itself and be able to manifest. And you're finally realizing that you don't need anyone because Tower moment's coming. You knew that this was coming. You had an understanding that possibly if things didn't come out right, the other half of you could be, the splitting of the old with the new. So your energy had to be severed in order for the past energy to stay past, and the now energy to stay now. So this Tower moment is a little bit different than what we normally see, but I feel like this is a division of the old and the new. Okay, that's what it looks like to me, that this is your energy that's being divided into past, present, and future. Okay, that you're having to have this to be able to let go of everything that's happened before, allowing yourself to rebuild a new foundation. With the Two of Swords in reverse, you're not going to be allowing people to take advantage of the situation, but the Tower has to happen in order for you to be able to take control of the situation on your own. Let them go. Don't let them have a say in anything you do. And when you're ready to kind of unveil yourself for your journey, by all means you will. You want to have the balance, and just that you don't need to have all the drama and experience with that. Like you're putting a block on that. You're making decisions on your own and seeing for yourself what's happening, right? And it's it's going to make itself more clear after the Tower moment happens with you. But stop being so on the defense. Hang on, I need something to drink. Hang on one second, guys. had to get some pop here. All right, so having the tower moment come is almost like you have to see. In this one, it looks. I didn't even notice this before. I'm going to show you guys something. You know, like 3D images, right? How images that they put on a like a two-dimensional or one-dimensional piece of paper can make it look like a 3D. Well, they've kind of done it with this card. I'm going to show it to you. This tower moment is not the same as you normally would see. It's more detailed, more definitely going to be more in your face. But what I see is that there's people that are sitting at the sideline waiting for this change and this transformation to happen, to be of help. But you have to go through the experience before these people will step forward and help. They're in the shadows. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying that, I'm going to show this very detailed to you. Okay, so now when you look at this, the picture in itself, and up here you see like a person, almost like a, it looks like a, what do you call, a Sasquatch kind of looking thing. But here's the wall. You see the wall that's been built around this tower, but is actually a part of the tower itself. But it looks like there's a wall being built in the background, and that there's just this one part of the tower. Right? So there's only one person having to be affected. And then this one is right on the cusp. It's like the energy coming back in to create, a way of being able to get up this wall instead of, having to fall. But you have to start at the bottom and build your foundations again. You see that? Because how is the wall being supported? It's being supported on one side. Okay, so this basically turned into a 3D wall is what I saw for a moment within the card, and this is just the darkness, the shadow of the wall that you're just not wanting to have to go through. See, like this person is like in an upwardly going direction. I don't know if you can see that clearly. I'll try to pull it in a little bit clearer. But they're kind of going in an upward direction, whereas the other person is going in a downward. Okay, so this is allowing for the new energy that has been supportive through the energy, but has to allow the old to go away. Okay, so this is the old part of you flowing away. This is the good part of you flowing back up and getting, in control of the situation that, so many people are watching you, wanting to be support for you, but can't step out because you need to learn this on your own. You have to learn how to work this tower energy to benefit you. Okay, so that's kind of how it's perceived on this end, right? So it's energy coming from above that's regenerating this whole experience and offering light within the darkness. You see that? You got the light and the dark. So you're on either side deciding, are you going to be, the shadow person and let everything fall away, or are you going to just be the one that's going to be illuminating the path for your soul, for your spirit, for others, whatever it may be, right? And understanding that there's a light and the dark between the two. Okay, so there's two polarities, negative, positive, right? Positive goes up, negative goes down. Then you get like the positive, negative within the tower that's illuminated for the new foundation to be built among. Okay, so be aware of that energy is singular energy coming through today. It's not a division of two people. This is a division of yourself, and understand that you have to divide the two now and let the old out, so that you can build that foundation internally, spiritually, mentally, physically. Okay. And then you have the 2 hours in reverse. So not a whole lot of energy is coming forward at the moment because this tower moment has to be completed and done. And if you don't allow it, then it's just going to drag out this part, a little longer. And we really don't want to be dragging anything out too long, because sometimes we have a hard time even then letting go of it, even after a tower moment. But it has to be let go of for this to be able to come into fruition for you. This energy of being independent and only worrying about yourself, but divided between two paths. That could be the tower moment, so this could be the tower moment being revealed, and falling the old to allow the new in. So that's probably why this tower moment is showing the way it is, that this has to fall away, this energy has to go away, and you have to start at one again, like building the foundation which you have on this side. This side has no view of foundation between it and the actual rock, whereas the other part of the wall has a foundation. It's not being separated or having to work to build a foundation, because you've already been building that with the light and the dark energy that the universe is illuminating for you now, to be able to be directed up. Okay, so that's what I'm getting from that. The divine passion moving upwardly, taking that tower moment and working and making it happen for yourself. See the positive? Positive. There's the exact same thing kind of happening. You can look at this as like a volcano at the top with this energy cap coming off. and it could be like a volcano. All your spiritual energy is going to come out, and it's going to assist you. You see what I mean? How the cards can reiterate the message every time, that if you're not careful to hear it the first time, it will give you, time to understand it through a different message. Okay, so all the messages can be changed. They can actually intermingle with each other. They can also switch as quick as they came. Okay, that's the one thing you need to realize, is that you may be stuck in an energy now, but by the time the reading ends, you can put on a whole new set of cards, and it'll be accurate as well. Right, so it's forever changing. It's ever evolving into different situations, and allowing yourself to understand them, perceive them, and allowing them to do their part, as well as working with the energy, because you can't just have energy doing it itself, because the energy doesn't know where it's going to go. You have to be the person that's creating it, and directing it where it needs to go. Okay, that's where the new version of yourself is, being more in control of your situations, and finding the balance that you're you're comfortable with 100%. All right, so that was the energy all for all of you guys. For people that it resonates, right? Um, party started. We can actually start a party. You know, don't ask me to be the mermaid though. I'm not going to be the mermaid. I don't like being a mermaid. But yeah, so I think that we have a lot of things that we're trying to comprehend, but we don't want to also let go of maybe some memories. But you have to just kind of say, this is almost like it's being divided at the moment. That next tower is coming. You know, You've already had like one tower moment. Now another one's coming, and it's dividing you individually as a person, and choosing whether you want to keep the old or move in with the new, right? You have to make a decision. You can't be there to always rescue, right? So rescuing yourself or anybody else, you need to really focus this energy within yourself to be able to be, moving in a direction. And we always get sidelined. Like, I know that we also get distracted from certain aspects of our lives that we shouldn't have to be focusing on. I don't know why that happens, but it does a lot to me, where I get sidetracked and I start working on something else. Um, but I guess it's just the way the energy is fluctuating around us, and around, person individually, and how we can better format working with it. Like when I do my dream catchers, I'll have, my surrounding energy will be based on music and creation, and, having the meditative music going, because then I can stay focused on that, and, bringing abundance for each dream catcher that I energize with my energy, and creativity and blessings of, hope and peace, and everything else that has to go into a dream catcher. It's not just about a dream catcher, like to catch your dreams. For me, it's more of a very intuitive, very important journey for people to have, and that, offering the protection, being, and creativity, and everything else that needs to go into somebody's life for them to achieve better. When I make my dream catchers, it's not just a dream catcher that's going to control your dream state. It's going to control everything, and it's going to find balance for you. Right? That's why I work with my dream catchers in a different way. I don't just make them because I make them. I make them with a spiritual end of things within them as well. And I do not send bad or vibrations into any of my work. I stop immediately if I'm getting frustrated, or a situation is coming up that's making me kind of feel fluffled. I'll stop. Stop. I won't touch it until the mood changes. I will not touch it, because I don't want to weave in that energy into it. Right. So very positive and very sound. You get serenity with the actual catcher, and it's designed to create it just for you. That's why when I do the creation, I create that for the right person, or something that can achieve a better understanding with that energy around. Um, you know, they all get created differently. Some of them have the same vision, but they're created with different intentions. Okay, so with that said, I'm glad it did, Nancy. I'm glad it did. And then we have the bottom of the deck for that one, and it's the Queen of Swords. So being in control, right? Cancer energy. Be in control of what you're demanding and what you're requesting to come in, and allowing it to come in and say, okay, what energy is this that I want to deal with? Why is it bothering me, or why am I still carrying it around? And understand where you got that from, and trace back to when you got it, so you can, you know, choose a different external answer, right? Maybe it is, right? Um, so divine passion, being in control of everything you do, everywhere you go, people you interact with, socially, accepted. Okay, so if there's anybody that wants a one card read, I'm going to offer you guys anybody like Nancy, Elizabeth, Anna. You guys are definitely going to be receiving one card read, and Nessa if you're still here. Okay, so we're going to start with Elizabeth. We're going to pull one card for you and see what's going on for you. All right, so what's going on for Elizabeth? What is the good news, or is there anything that's going on that she needs to be aware of, or, help working with? Maybe find an answer. You got that mermaid, so there you go. So everything might feel like it's falling apart, or that, where you are right now just isn't where you want to be. Like you're just pondering, just feeling like there's nothing where you are. This could be actually a possible move, is what I'm feeling here, that this is finally coming to a head. And you're making a decision that things just aren't the same out here as they used to be ever since, you did the journey and you went to meet the other person, and you're feeling kind of, you don't know what to do because you don't want to be a long distance relationship. You don't want to move right away, but you not sure of what way you want to go to make a solution. So you're feeling very maybe overburdened with things and thoughts and situations right now. Just take one at a time. Just don't even think about everything as a bigger picture, but think of it, the smaller picture that needs to be seen within that bigger picture, that's going to benefit you. Take it like a little piece of bite of a cookie, and then you chew on it. You work with it, try to figure out where it belongs, and then you digest it, right? So it's like taking off one thought and kind of working it in your brain like Play-Doh or something. You know what I mean? Like just take that energy and individually group them into smaller energies that are a little bit more manageable for you, right? Is what I'm seeing there. That where there's smoke, there's not always fire. You know what I mean? There's smoke behind, but it doesn't mean that there was a fire. But your situation is forever changing. You're transforming to a different, state of being, and you're kind of worried about the outcomes of, like these cups are all spilled and broken, and so maybe your situation that you're currently in, being away from this fire energy, right? Um, you know, not allowing yourself to get too caught up in it, like over analyzing or overthinking it. I don't feel that you should be worried, but you're just kind of wondering in your mind, is where I am right now really where I want to be, or do I want to be with my partner that, you're official with? Things are now breaking away so that you can make that transformation, is what I'm feeling, is that stuff that you thought were important is not as important now. Like you've kind of revamped your life in regards to where you want to be. This now has to include the partnership, right? So you've kind of, got rid of the singularity, and you're like, I want to be there, but how do I get there? You know what I mean? Like just feeling like you're at a loss, and not wanting to burden anybody. You want to get into a solution by yourself, but I feel that you will have a lot of time for clearing out that energy. We do have water that's cleansing, so take note into, finding that balance for yourself, Elizabeth, because you do have it in you to transform into anything you want. You know how to, create, you know how to, ponder the new beginning, right? And it may have you kind of feeling like a fish out of water. You know what I mean? Like just the water energy that's around you, um, it needs to be more cleansing and more, a stronger, you know, bigger puddle. Like you're just kind of a fish in a puddle kind of thing, right? Um, so you're taking everything in, and this little pond that you're in, you're outgrowing it. So you need to start looking for the ocean. You know what I mean? Like that vast area of water that this little pond is no longer able to, take care of you as a mermaid. You know what I mean? Like the pond has even gotten smaller, and you're too big for this pond. So maybe, you weren't able to look after it as good. Things were getting, too small for you, right? Because you're ever expanding, right? You grew from a little mermaid in this pond, and now you have to go and transform into a bigger pond, which is like society, right? So when I say like a pond, I mean like an existence in the three-dimensional world outside, with people, and people that might be able to help you better, support you, and give you direction, right? To get through this as well, right? And advice from others is definitely an option. You don't have to stick with one person advice, but take the advice of others and see how you can manage that into your existence and your spirit, right? So that's what I'm seeing for you. Feeling a little bit off balance, not really in control, but you're like, okay, well, I'll just let it, kind of be. I'll try to leave it alone, not to meddle with it. You know what I mean? Let the universe handle it, which, is a new energy for you. Possibly, you've always wanted to have your hand in when the universe is working with you. Um, then you have the Eight of Cups now in reverse. So everything is starting to get rebuilt, reborn, replaced, right? Because you got the Five of Cups, everything's kind of busted. But then you go to the Eight of Cups with everything kind of in line. There's nothing out of pocket, or there's nothing out of, in a negative kind of manner, right? You've been able to reconfigure your situation to a better support system, right? Like everything is just not going to have to be feeling like it's out of place. That you may end up traveling with this one, you may end up crossing water. And I think that's what the growth is, that you need to focus, is that you can travel anywhere you want, and put it out to the university, so that the connection to your person that you're wanting to connect with, you know maybe give them a call, check in, see how things are going, be cheerful, be happy, make this worth it, make it worth the reconstruction that you've created. And you've taken it and you've done it on your own. You've created this new being by yourself, right? You're no longer having to be her in an upside down kind of chaotic fashion, but you're the Eight of Cups now, and you're moving forward. you know you got yourself a pair of legs, like your transformation is happening, and there's nothing that you can stop it from doing it, mind you, if you wish. But I don't feel that that's what you want. You want to have this working in your favor, and asking the universe to direct you, to send the messages, to whichever way that you're receiving them, right? Whether it be a communication through a phone or an email, but don't lose the connection. Even though you're in a state of wondering how things are going, that's just putting out a negative intention, like negative feelings, right? You don't want to worry about the negative. Just say, hey, I hope that partner is doing well. I hope that he's, thinking of, himself, and, I let him know that I'm thinking of him. You know what I mean? Like keeping that spiritual connection going. And even if it comes down to a physical state of questioning, then, kind of figure out who you could actually, who the universe is going to provide that for you. You know what I mean? And being, directed to people, or directed to something that's able to, kind of open up the channels for you. But you're like hoping on, it's like you're wishing on that star. Like there's that one star outside the moon, and it's just not kind of not fitting into the group consensus right here. So it's like an individual person, kind of feeling left out, like that's kind of being blocked, by the moon, of being part of this group. You're doing it on your own. You're being independent when you're trying to manifest. You have these supports in place, but there's something blocking them, and you're having a hard time getting past that blockage for yourself. So it could be an experience that is kind of sat in the back, that you just really didn't want to have to deal with, but you have to work on it energetically, for your own self-benefication. So maybe that's what the universe is saying, that you're independent. You got to pull this one and do this one on your own, and understand it for what it is. Find out the blockage. What is blocking you from, communication with a person? If there's no communication, or you're feeling kind of left out over here, then make that connection. This could be just a communication barrier for you, that you're kind of having a hard time with, right? So you're kind of wondering, in a state of wonderment, but I don't feel that you have anything to worry about. Like, I just know this is kind of weird. This kind of popped out at me on the side here. And I see weird things in pictures, okay? Like, I totally see weird things. Like, down here, it looks like two little people hiding around the rock. You know what I mean? There's one face, there's two faces, but they're kind of like taking on like an animal, like a little mini teddy bear kind of energy. You know what I mean? Like, back when you were a child, what made you eat, bringing you back to the state of being childlike, right? Is these two little bears, two little white polar bear, like teddy dolls, sitting here in the water, just waiting to be grasped and loved, and reminded of what it was like to be young and free again. And they're there. The energy's there for you to be childlike and have a good time, experience life on, your terms. And I think that's what that direction is, that you need to come back to a childhood kind of persona, not like a child, like a baby child, but like a teenager. When you first fell in love with the first person you met, how did it feel? Is it feeling like it is now? Is there questions that need to be raised, even more so in the relationship? But I feel that you've been able to repatch that personal energy within yourself, and you're creating, from the broken pieces, you've now created another set. of experiences with this new energy that you're feeling. Right? So let's see. What is the outcome card for Elizabeth this week? Is there any messages for the outcome, please, Spirit? And we got the Three of Wands. So you're definitely waiting. Somebody's definitely waiting. So this could be him on the other side going, I'm wondering, and he could be going through the same experience that, maybe the communication isn't there. He's worried about what's going on. Why is there just nothing coming through? So if you stop communication with him, he's probably sitting back wondering what he did wrong. Where did I fail? How come I'm feeling this energy of having to be waiting? For an answer. There could have been an answer sent your way and you're just kind of refusing to answer it. I would answer it to the best of your ability. And don't leave him hanging, because that's what he feels like. He's being left hanging in certain aspects of the relationship. He might be questioning it as well, right? Because you guys are such a distance apart. Like if you look at the cards, he's looking over the ocean and so are you. So both of you are sitting at odds ends. How do they say that? At odds. You're feeling at odds with this person because you're just there's no communication or validation to this person that feels that you're kind of standing off, that you're kind of not willing to go the whole way because of the distance. But he's waiting for a response. He wants to be part of your life and he's looking out for you and you're looking out for him, but nobody's communicating that experience or the information to each other, right? So I think that you should really start working on the communication. And if the option of moving comes into light, say, I was kind of thinking about that, and be receptive to his suggestions or options that he's trying to provide you with, that could possibly bring you closer to where he lives. There might be an option later on that something opens up for you to be able to come further closer to him, or him to come closer to you. You're both at, you would do it for each other, you know what I mean, like individual, but nobody's communicated it to each other, like that could be a possibility that, you end up applying for a job closer to him and you end up getting it, you know what I mean? Or, just the strangest thing happens, that maybe he gets what do they call it? A support system where he's moving for work, you know what I mean? And just waiting for the answer and direction, that he's maybe out looking for you and wanting to have direction and answers to figure out, what way does he want to go, and actually trying to grow together, but the distance is causing a bit of communication barrier for you guys. So that's what I'm feeling for you, Elizabeth. Hopefully you can, kind of weigh in on that on your own. But I think that communicating with him, seeing that you both want this relationship, but you both are just not into the dating part of it, maybe. Like you guys haven't really been a social, done a lot of dating. Like you're both new at this. You both have taken, been the ones to walk away from a relationship to kind of cut ties with the other party, but not like he's not cutting ties with you. He's watching, he's looking out for you, sending positive energy, sending you like a beacon of light to let him know he's still here, that on a spiritual level, that he is connected with you and he really wants to know what's going on. He wants to be part of your life, but feels that the distance is causing a problem, whether it be distance in the way you're communicating. It could be in the distance as far as where you live, the distance between where he lives and you live, or there is just difference in communication within the spiritual part, right? I think he's well aware of what he's doing. He knows exactly how to go and deal with situations, but doesn't want to be left hanging without, a reason to be hanging. You know what I mean? Telling him that you're going to move, or the possibility of a move would be nice. Put it out there. Maybe your employment will end up giving you a different, position, or you'll find a better job that is closer to him, or him closer to you. That'll cut that kind of distance part away, right? Because you're very into each other and you're wondering, how can you make this work? That there's a blockage. This could be the water blockage, right? Because there's a lot of water, right? No matter which way you look at, there's like water between you. See that? How the water comes in on this card and it matches up with the water here. Or you can put it the other way. And no matter which way you look at it, there's still a water connection that, his foundation is a very strong one. Whereas yours is more of a sandy beach kind of energy. It's not very as strong and supportive as you thought it would be, because the water just comes in and takes it all away. But he's got a strong foundation, a rock foundation, that he can't be, swept away into the ocean kind of thing and just, you're just feeling your foundation needs to be a bit stronger, like your rocks. You're getting the rocks in the formation. You're starting your foundation and building it stronger, but you're still, kind of wondering, are you building it for yourself? Are you building it so that, your partner can come closer if he was to have a job? This communication of this little person over here trying to get past this independently is kind of, it's kind of hard to get around. And like this blockage just seems to be, something that has to be broken through, because there's all this support over here. All the excitement's over here. And this is where you want to be, is where the excitement is, not where, you're feeling alone and tired and not mingling with anybody. Your social life needs to pick up. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right. So that's for you, Elizabeth. I know things are going, well for you. I will send you positive results. But communication really has to be on the forefront, especially when you're doing that long distance and, have that bit of barrier, the water barrier kind of thing, or the clearing of the water energy needs to be, you're just standing on the thing, you're just mesmerized by this person and the water just keeps up coming up. And there could be, like, do you know anybody that has a little white fluffy dog? Like a Yorkshire Terrier kind of energy? That's what I'm seeing as well. It's like a Yorkshire, a little white dog. And they're kind of fuzzy, like furry. A Yorkshire Terrier is what they're called. Something about a Yorkshire Terrier, I don't know. But if you happen to end up having that show up for you, just think of a Yorkshire Terrier. You might come across one, and then think about what you were doing right that moment when you see that animal spirit come along, right? Well, Yorkshire Terriers are tiny little dogs. They're a little bit yappy, but they're very, very tiny and very lovable. They're cute. I think they're just little adorable fluff balls. It's a little Yorkshire Terrier. They got those big fluffy heads. They're really cute. If I can find a picture on here, I'll show you what kind of animal I'm talking about. Yorkshire Terrier. Okay, so I'll show you a picture. I'll turn this around. I'll show you a picture of a Yorkshire Terrier. Oops. See, like, this is what a Yorkshire Terrier is. He's a little puppy. It's a Yorkshire Terrier. See, and there's a little more of them. Like a little dog like that, right? So there you go. So that's what I think is going to be coming forward for you. Oh, hang on. Turn it around. So that's what I mean, a little short, but white. It's like a little white, or maybe it's a little bit different than that, but I don't know, I have a white one. Hang on, which one am I trying to look for here? Like a Maltese. It could either be a Maltese dog, they're furry. But it's got that fluffy face. I know the exact same one that I want to look at, but it's not, let's see if I can find it. It's not a normal breed. A very common breed. Let's see here. Here it is. This is the one I'm talking about. So this is what I was talking about. These kind of little guys. These guys are really cute. So there. So the little white dog with the funny looking face. Just, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of dog I see. Westland Highland White Terrier. Right? They're very small dogs. I think they're cute. But that's the Yorkshire that I was kind of getting, descriptive about. So, yeah. Not a Bichon. It's a West Highland White Terrier is what it is. Right? With the little fuzzy face. And you can have them trimmed. They're so cute. But no, it's the Bichon Frises are a bit bigger dog, whereas the West Highlands are a bit smaller. Yeah, so I'm seeing like a little cute pocket dog kind of. The significance of this animal is going to come in as a energy, something that you're desiring to happen. Because that. See if I can get this. Where's my camera on this side? Okay, now if I can get that clarified there. Here. You see how it has little eyes and everything on it? It's like two little white dogs. Try to focus that. But it looks like two little white dogs like that. The energy over here. Two little dogs. I'm not sure, but it's definitely close. Like as far as distance is concerned, it's definitely close. You may have to travel a small distance to find it, but very loyal dog too. It's going to be like your little lap dog. It's going to be a great support. It's going to be just the right size kind of it's kind of animal that you can look for right now, that you can still take with you traveling, and do all kinds of things, that they're small enough that you can put them in a small carrier and fly away with them. If you had to move, you know what I mean, like just to be the companionship, to kind of fill that void that your partner and you are currently not living together, but you'll have that energy, and just let them know, I want to adopt a dog so I can keep myself occupied because the partner's not there quite yet. You know what I mean? Having to have something that's distracting of your energy. I saw a distance between you, and I thought at first it was you, because everything that you've kind of gone through in life is now like nothing left. Your past is just that. You're moving forward in a more positive direction, right? Like this is chaos and just unseen problem after problem after problem after problem. Whereas you have the Eight of Cups, which is advancement, abundance. You got the two little dogs. Even like his face shows up even bigger now. There's like two eyes and a nose. The way that it kind of bent through in that picture. But I do see that a dog with a white dog is definitely going to be part of it. Either one of you could be seeking work at different avenues. You may be pondering or wondering if you should make a move, or if he's going to make a move. He's kind of, sitting on the foundation, wondering, when is this person going to respond, or is this person really interested? Because he seems like he's always waiting for you to connect with him, like meaning that to call him. You're not spending as much time, because you don't get the physical, but you do get the connection part for the communication part, and you're just allowing it to just be, and you want to have him chasing you. Like that's what I'm thinking, is that you're wanting him to pursue you, but you're wanting to pursue him, and there's you both are shy energies, that I see that he could end up coming, maybe even for a visit. He could also be planning a journey towards you, because he's looking out over top of you, right? He's looking out at you. You're looking up at the universe, asking how, to better use this energy now, instead of, losing it or having it broken, right? You want to move on a better, stronger foundation. So every cup is mounted on top of it. You're standing on the edge. You've got, a lot of things coming through on your plate. And he's, there's ships and there's sail ships and there's stuff. He's waiting for, an answer to come through. Maybe he actually has time that he might even be able to come for a holiday to visit you this time. But there's a movement. So whether he comes or you go there again, there's going to be some kind of visitation going on, and I see that, he's doing this. He's like, it's kind of like the dawn of a new day. This also could mean for him, it's the dawn of a new day. Like this is like the night sky coming into daylight, and it being finally, a sunny day, and things that are happening on his plate are happening in favor of you, and you've got the same outlook. So if you match the cards together, they actually can go together. With the daylight, nighttime, daylight, balance. So I feel like you want to be the, in charge of the experience for yourself. You want to go. He's waiting. He's staying back, and he's waiting for direction from you, or communication from you, to give, that he can, kind of either stop wondering, or maybe making plans for a vacation for him to come to you, because it's facing you and he's looking at you. He may be wanting to come and visit you over, a said period, and just wants to be part of your life, and you're reserved, but you're playing coy, I think, with him, and you're not like, you're wearing a jacket, so you're wearing like something that's almost like a shell kind of energy, that you're keeping yourself protected and not revealing too much, but enough to keep the connection going, right? So you definitely have water between you, so um, succumbing that energy or that situation, either by boat or by plane, right, is the only way you're going to manage it, unless you're going to swim across the Arctic Ocean just to get there, which you probably would do if you could. But I feel that he is very supportive and wanting to be part of your life, and not sure how things are going to end. But at the same point, they're looking. You guys are both looking in the direction of happiness and independent. But he's looking for more out of this relationship. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you. I definitely see it as being very close energy, for it happening. Like you can't get much closer than that, but it's definitely within the next few months. Like you guys are both looking at the same skyline. Okay, so this is like the same skyline together. You're both looking at the same time, so you're synchronizing with each other at any given time, is what I'm feeling. But I feel that he would like to maybe make a venture out towards you instead of you coming there and it being such a cost that you don't really need to incur if he's willing to do that, right? So he's looking out for you on all levels. He would rather be, the pursuer instead of being the pursued. He'd like to, kind of maybe surprise you with a trip there. You know what I mean? Like he might just suggest, hey, would you like me to come visit you? And you'll be like, huh, what? Yeah, sure. I'd love for you to come visit me on my terms, and seeing, how you operate in your personal life. How you do things in general. Maybe there's information that he wants to learn about the area that you live in, or the personal things that you like to do, that he would be more in tune to understanding, because you're in your own element, in your element, instead of being in his element, because he's already been in his element with you, and now it's time for him to come to your side and be an element, for you to understand how you operate, right? So now it gets to see the other half of the coin, right? um, well, then suggest that. But I do see that there is a movement. There's going to be a connection with more travel involved, between the two of you, because you're both like moments away. You guys are always looking at the same skyline all the time. The same skyline. See how that synchronizes? Even though there's water surrounding you, like you're on an island, and he's over here, where he's got, kind of it flowing this way, it's going that way. But it's kind of like you've been encased on an island that you need his help to get off. Spiritually, not physically. Okay, spiritually, you might be feeling a little, stuck and waiting for your Prince Charming to come. Well, Prince Charming, we already figured that like how many months ago? So, I do see that, at some point in the future, you both are going to be looking at the same skyline, meaning that he's probably either going to be here or you're probably going there. One of the two, but you'll be definitely doing that. So, yeah, so don't give up. Don't give in, but don't give up too much. You know what I mean? Allow him to woo you. Let him come if he wants to come. Did you mention that communication to him about your birthday, saying, you don't really know what you're doing, but it would be nice to do something really special on your birthday. You know what I mean? But you got to drop the hints. You got to drop hints for him, because he's not, um, you know, he's not too sure. So drop the hints about, hey, we're having a get together. It'd be nice for you to be here. I mean, it'd be nice to see you. You know what I mean? Just drop the hints. I don't think that he would deny you. I don't think he would deny you at all. I think he would probably show up as a surprise birthday kind of thing, though. Or maybe we just screwed that one over. Maybe he has already planned that, and we just talked about it. You know what I mean? So no surprise birthdays. Erase that. Okay, erase that part of it, so you can pretend you didn't hear it. But you'll definitely probably see gift giving, and that might be a birthday gift that he wants to be part of your world and travel for you, right? So positivity, think positive. You never know what's in store. Maybe he might even be the type of person that's going to send you a gift of flowers, a nice big ornament, or it's a bouquet of flowers, right? Like he might send you a huge bouquet for your birthday, and you're just like roses, roses, roses. Um, so who knows? Just drop some hints is what you like. Drop the hints that I like what type of flowers. Kind of drop the hints, because some guys don't really remember birthdays very well, and they always have a hard time deciding on what to get their woman for their birthday. So flowers is a pretty neutral, good gift to go to, especially early in the relationship. Oh, I'm gonna charge my computer. One sec. So making it work. Definitely making it work for yourself, right? So, making it work. Yeah. So there you go. So all good things come to those who wait. Do they? I've been waiting a long time for mine. Still nothing. As far as what I was waiting for, I don't know. I don't remember. It's been so long. It's been too long. So long. So, maybe that'll be the birthday present. Maybe that's what he's trying to wait for communication to, that, well, he's standing there with the Three of Wands, wants communication, wants something to happen, but doesn't know how to approach it. Maybe he's like, well, what if I showed up? Nah, maybe she might not like me just showing up and surprising her. But then again, you would. You know what I mean? Like, you would enjoy him, ding dong, and there he is, your other half, standing on the other side of that door, right? Who knows? But you got to drop the seeds for something to come out. And if you got a month to do it in, that's a lot of time for something to be, created on his part. But, he sounds like an awesome guy. He, treats you well when you went for your holiday, and now it's time for you to kind of invite him into your world over on the side that you are, like where you live and where you socialize and stuff, and wants to see, your side of things, how your world operates. He wants to be able to operate in your world, you know what I mean? Not feel like he doesn't quite fit or have these unsure feelings of any energy. All right. Okay, so I'm just doing the 3 readings, like I said today, for the people that are here, for Nessa, Anna, and I think that was it. So we did Elizabeth, so we'll do Anna. Are you still here, Anna? And then we'll do Nessa, and then we'll be done. We're just going to do, you guys are the only ones that are getting your readings. Okay, so Anna, so we're going to pull yours. I'm just having a break, so let me just kind of let the energy go. I get dry mouth a lot, like my throat gets dry. Tongue-tied. No telling my guy that Emmy spilled the beans. I didn't spill no beans. I picked those suckers back up as quick as I spilled them. I'm kidding. All right, so Anna, we're gonna get to yours. I'm just, letting the energy go flow a bit here, so we can tune into yours. Elizabeth, don't you play coy now. You know how that worked out the first time when we introduced you to that whole energy that you were looking for. Remember, like 8 months ago, that finally came true. Oh, and look at that. We have one card that flipped up this way instead of straight, like the other way, right? So we're going to take that one. Compassion. Kuan Yin. Compassion. That is your card, or your energy. Energy going for you is compassion. And that's the card there. Being calm in your own state of being. Not really looking too far outside the box. You're very content within yourself. You're taking a transformation for yourself, allowing time for yourself to, kind of create something. Like you've got a lotus flower in here. You're creating an unseen energy that's going to be very beneficial to you in the long run inside another lotus flower. So growth and beauty coming forward for you, allowing to remain in the overall energy and be creating within it. Okay, so this is almost like your guides are protecting you in here while you're creating a new beginning or a new experience in your life, that you have the sacred space around you to be able to do that, become enlightened for situations, and wanting to do more work as far as compassionate energy is concerned. Definitely seeing that as a growth for yourself, and you're a nurturer. You're nurturing this new energy that you're coming across, and trying to find balance and making sure that it's growing, and particularly spending a lot of time with this energy because of its kind of youthful beginning of state. You want it to survive, right? So you're nurturing this energy or this person, where you're manifesting new life, new existence, new creation. Oh, there's the crows. They're cawing already. So that's also a confirmation from the spirit realm. When the crows come and start cawing, I'm usually right on point. So creation, compassion, and creation. So that's what I got from that one. So bottom of the deck for you is don't back down. We have Bridget. Don't back down. This is just an overall energy, if anybody has that resonating with them. It can be used for anybody that's in chat right now. Stand up for what you believe in, right? Not, allowing others to take away the flame or the brightness that you have a very good clue on what's going on and what direction you're traveling, and somebody's trying to blow it out for you, so that you don't succeed. So be wary of who you have around you, who you share. Block the light from people that aren't deserving of the fire, energy that you're willing to be compassionate with. Block it from certain people. She's got a hand on one side and she's, protecting it. She's putting a boundary between it and what's over here that's trying to, take advantage of the situation. So you're blocking the energy so it can't be stolen or be misused. That is strictly for you, and nurturing that flame within yourself, the fire, the willingness to do different things. Okay, so stand your ground. Don't let anybody else come in there. Right? Don't let anybody else come in. Build that wall. Create that wall. All right. So and that goes with compassion. You're trying to be compassionate to others, but some people might be taking advantage of the situation because you are so compassionate. Don't take my kindness for weakness. Don't come in unless you are invited in. Do not try to come in and steal the show from me. This is my world. This is how I work, and this is how people are expected to operate within my realm. Okay? So, people, you're trying to be compassionate, but some people you can't. Okay? So just do the compassionate with ones that you can. So it's the meaning for the compassion card, though, is release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light from within everyone. So that's where you're shutting people just walking in and taking whatever they want from the experience, and standing your ground in it, saying that, you're worthy of having a positive environment around you. You don't have to have people that, are, energy grabbers, or people that want to kind of disallow you to experience your life as it is, right? All right, let's see what's in store. Let's see what cards have for us. Can we get 3 cards, please, Spirit, for Miss Anna? You have the Wheel of the Year. So learning to manifest with all the energies that you've learned about. You have the Page of Cups. Chaos ensuing, where, it's time for the universe to step in and remove the chaos and people causing problems for you. Manipulating the situations to benefit them. Mischievous energy. And then you have the Star card on top of all that. So, keeping everything in balance. Cancers, water energy, finding the balance within, realizing that, the center of you, your center, is surrounded by all your energies, protecting you and helping you shine brighter. So learning to live with people being supportive, as you are supportive of their energy, you're supporting their spiritual awakening, or their energy, and directing them in a better direction. Maybe they need to go down a different path, or finding a fork in the road, and you're deciding right now which way you want to balance your energy, to the left or to the right. But you're kind of pouring out your energy to see which side is better at, kind of the better situation that you need to follow. But you're sharing it. You're sharing it with other people when you meet them or you interact with them. You're offering them some, insight into certain aspects or certain things that are going on. You're very well attuned to you as a human being, and realizing that you're an independent person, an independent energy from all the rest, but you like to share your thoughts and your feelings with others. But you don't want to have anything to do with chaos. And this is a little mischievous, that's coming through and trying to create that, which is now being cleansed by the universe. It doesn't, become a problem. See the waves coming up fast. She doesn't even know what's coming. She doesn't even know the waves are. But she's going to try it, creating chaos. But you have all the understandings of all the 4 elements: the earth, wind, air, and fire, to be able to make this a beneficial situation for yourself, right? So this is the Wheel of the Year. So making sure that you're manifesting with great intentions this year, that great things are going to come towards you in return, and understanding that you can create all of this in a positive manner, that in the center, this is your world, and you're able to pull on whatever energy you need, and understanding each energy, that how you can pull it into your life and make it work for you, right, is what you need to focus on, your own balance and your own introspective life, before anybody else enters the boundary. This could be the core of you, could be right in the middle, and that's your boundary. Outside is the ring that's not allowing anybody in without permission. So you're carefully using your energy, but feeling like you're, you're being taken advantage of with your kindness. But realizing, you know, that you have abundance coming through and that you've worked hard to get to the state of abundance within yourself and your own energy, right? Um, but carrying that compassion just for yourself right now, focusing it on yourself and allowing your growth and everything to experience from there. Um, you know, allowing yourself to spiritually grow and, you know, offer compassion to those that aren't so spiritually sound as you are, right? Whew. Okay, so not a whole lot of messages coming through on that except for the balance creation. So we get an outcome card for you. See if there's any more messages for Anna. You have the Hierophant, so, you know, moving in a good direction. You know exactly how things are working and how you can make them work for yourself. You know, find the balance, find the blessings. You know, it's the dark meeting the light, the fire that created with, you know, the calmness, the balance between the two, and the Hierophant being in there to bless your journey, whichever way you so choose, left or right, whatever it is, you have a blessing from above to help you and find your direction. You know, stay away from the fork in the road. You don't have to make decisions like a snap thing, right? You definitely don't want to have to be, you know, snapping into existence, you know, things, you know, and not thinking about them prior to them coming in, right? So your boundary, compassion, but keeping that compassionate person that you're feeling compassion for, if they're interfering in your well-being, then it's time to put the boundary there and say, listen, I'm not taking on the bullshit. I don't want any drama. I don't want this. And, you know, and being honest and say you like to create the drama. You create, you know, a certain energy within a vibration whenever you're around me that I just don't want to be around, and expressing it, you know, like we were talking about boundaries coming forward in relation to it. Right? So being aware and keeping your boundary there, right? You're protecting it like compassion. You're protecting your energy from the overall, and you have all the guides and everything that you're kind of sitting on an existence with them. You know what I mean? Like they're balancing you and they're offering you protection. So yeah, so moving forward. All right, so thanks, Liz. Thank you very much for the compliment. I appreciate it. So let's see where we are, where we're headed now. Oh, dog's barking. Yappy dog. All right, so I think who was next? What was her name now? Alexia. And there was one other one. There was Anna, then there was Nessa. Is Nessa still here? Nessa, and then we have Alexia. It was me, Nancy Torres. Oh, was it? I'm glad it resonated with you. Okay, so Nancy, okay. So you're next? Okay, I gotta go back up to the top here and see. So we had Nessa after Anna, Nessa. Then we had Nancy after Nessa. So you're after Nessa, Nancy. But if Nessa's not here, then we start on you next. So if Nessa does not answer in the next 5 seconds, then we'll move on to you and bump her down a move. We'll move her down a spot. Well, all right, so she's bumped. Okay, I gotta start another incense stick. So I always gotta have it. You know, I have to have an incense stick burning, especially sandalwood to get messages. Love the smell of this stuff. I'm gonna light the other one here soon because that one is a real. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna light that one anyway. This one is a very spiritual energy. This stuff here brings out a lot. You know, sandalwood is just more or less I use for spirit communication, but this one is like a cleansing energy for many different things. I love the smell. It smells like baby powder right now. But a lot of different smells. It's really, it's pungent. I love it. My partner's not too fan of it, but we've got the windows and the door open today, so we'll take advantage of that. Take advantage of the smell. All right. Oh, okay. Our little miracle candle will come down. There's one. And there's two. Okay. Two of energies. Okay, so in the next set for spirit guide energy. All right. Okay, there's that one go up here. One's gonna go up there. The other one can go under the angel. Okay. Oops. Angel fell over. 1 second. Okay, well this one got bumped out, so we're gonna just deal with this one then. Keep the other one for later. Alright. Alright, so let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Alrighty. The cards are like, I'd have been them the other way. Okay. There we go. Let's get some more cards here. I wonder if I should take out our call cards. It does. It's traditional incense from India, where they do a lot of different scents and everything. But I used to use this a lot when I was doing when I was married at the time, doing Punjabi prayer morning and night. It's the one that we ended up using, and I always have loved the smell of it, and just smells so much better. You know, for one of those that once a day in your house just smells amazing after. It's very, very residual scent as well. It sticks around for a while. Alright, so shuffle those ones. Okay, let's do it. Find out from the goddess card which one are we looking at. Alright, so we've got two of them. So Irene, which is peace, and you got Mott, which is fairness. So somebody may be trying to cause a lot of drama in your life or conflict. Could be family related. I'm feeling that you're trying to move forward with your energy and blessings that you've been given. But it also shows a child that you're being almost like a nurturer to children. And you're understanding that the universe is a very strong energy that you'd like to keep in balance. So that's why you're asking for a lot of peace, that good things are abundant. This could be in correlation to a child coming into the works where you're working with or have children that you're trying to keep shrouded from external negative energy or the undermining of others to create chaos in the situation. So there's a situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. So the things that you've been kind of wondering about, that you've been really putting to the universe to help decide and give you some direction, has left you very confused. Not sure which direction to go in. A lot of people are suggesting things, but it's just a confusion state that you're living in because of it. So maybe that's why the peace card ended up coming out, was all this conflict and everything that's going so much around you that you just want a peace of mind, right? There's just too much going on. You're just not ready to take on the whole fucking ball of wax because it's just too much for you. You're trying to find your own light in your own path, lighting your own path, but not letting others intimidate your situation. There's just way too much going on and you can't take it. You're just done. You're spent. You don't want it, This is what you want: peace and balance and just relax energy. And then it has the, Sekhmet, I think is how you spell it, which is be strong, right? So then you have that correlating with your cards as well, being strong and standing your ground to get this peace. Tell others to, bounce the hell out. I don't need your stress. I don't need the bullshit. I'm trying to get things done on my own. And you're just causing, confusion and chaos just to keep me distracted. Okay? So that's what I pulled for you. So put those ones to the side here. So let's find out what's going on with this fairness that you're having to take control of or experience. So going on with this fairness card for Miss Nancy? What's going on? Direction, outcome, hope, peace, journey. What is the messages that need to be heard? All right, so we have the Emperor and we have the Knight of Swords. So there's masculine energy that's 1 minute it's there, 1 minute it's not. So one's facing up and one facing down. So one is wanting to stay grounded and the other one's kind of up in the air. Is air energy, is what I'm feeling from the King of Swords. I feel like that's a lot of air energy that's coming into play. Whereas, the Emperor, he's got his staff hanging, towards the ground. It's remaining grounded, is, keeping a watchful eye on how things are going, not really focusing too much on any energy specifically, but being, facing the knowledge and experiences that need to be learned. It could be even a partner or a husband energy that the Emperor is revealing. But you're having like they have in that Baphomet, they got one hand up, one hand down. That's what I'm kind of feeling here, is that they're trying to force you into a belief system that it doesn't sit right with you. Here's what I'm feeling. You just don't feel right with the situation, but you'll give it a chance and kind of look into each energy that's coming about, but doing your homework on the outcome that you're trying to avoid. Oh, I hate cars like that. It's a pain in the ass, that sound. But one is trying to keep grounded, keep a logical sense about it. Okay, with this Emperor card, he's keeping an eye and keeping things kind of as they should be and as they should be seen, right? The life, the forward motion and how it's taken care of. This person has been very, very solid within your relationships. It could be a partner that is just focusing on the family life, coming forward, just taking and making sure that everything is being looked after, everything is being taken care of. That's the energy, like a fatherly figure coming through, or a partner that's choosing to just take care of the family. They're not being overzealous, whereas you get this King of Swords and he's like all up in the air. He doesn't even know what he wants. He's just too indecisive. He just wants to have a good time. Now, if this is you and you're single, by all means, you're going to have situations coming forward to you where it's just going to be on a whim, right? Or it's planned. So either you're going to start planning and sticking with just the plan, or you want to go with a whim. Whim energy, where just spontaneity was lacking in the relationship that you want to have within your relationship as well. Maybe there's just not enough. Oh, hey, let's go do this, or hey, you know what? I was thinking about this. Just spontaneous energy that needs to maybe come out in the relationship to make it a little bit more interesting, because he's kind of, he's not really focused on too much. Kind of looks like he's just, just kind of there and doing whatever he has to do, just sit there and keep an eye out, blah 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 blah. That he's feeling like he's all dressed in armor, sitting there on his throne, waiting for the cue, like a fire hall. A bell's going to ring and he's going to be off to the races. You know what I mean? They're both in their armor. Both very strong in their own skin. They and that's like the armor. The outer shell of a person is very strong and not able to really bust or get through. They're very selective, but the core energy right here, the core, is where a lot of things happen within the soul. Like that's that core space that a lot of us forget about, that we don't really use. The instinct from your gut feelings and your sixth sense of certain things in situations. That's why he's so spontaneous. He's not thinking, as to what effect or what the outcome could possibly end up being if being too spontaneous. But he's not. He's wanting to be spontaneous, but he's like so stuck in, nothing ever happens, nothing ever gets manifest. We're just kind of just going, just living, barely. So that's two energies you could, one wants to be like a family type man. The other one is kind of like the party man. right? He's the only one that wants. He's more like the energy that you could go hang out and party, spontaneous. Let's just pick it up and let's just run with it, right? Not very balanced or very grounded energy. Whereas the Emperor shows more of a fatherly husband kind of energy that you're dealing with. But the other one is kind of like a whimsy kind of energy. Wants to just be life and not have responsibilities around, but just go and enjoy the journey together. Right? He's more in tune to animals. He may have um, a lot of specialty animals around him or spirit guides that are a certain style. And then you have the Six of Pentacles, you know, coming through. So maybe you're feeling the Six of Pentacles like it's just not financially possible at this time to go and, take a lavish vacation or, to bring the children. And, we have children to support, and all these things that, kind of hamper the spontaneity part. But you can actually find things to do. I'm feeling that the King of Swords is trying to create, abundance for both of you. Definitely has the means to. And Six of Pentacles in reverse is not being allowed to show that to you. Okay, so you're not into the materialistic part of things, and this is what this person likes to do. He likes to be providing the abundance to everybody. He likes to have everybody enjoying and living and having fun. So that's this energy, the spontaneous one. Just if you got it to give, give it, and that's the way that he's thinking. If you've got it to give it, right? The other one on the other side is like, no, we're not going to travel because we can't afford to. Is more of a stickler on the financial end. If you don't have enough, like if you're even like, a couple $100 short from a trip, there's no possible way you can do it. No, you won't do it. So this person is going to be kind of like the more grounded, more homely, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but more homely energy that likes to spend more time at home and, take the odd family vacation here and there. And, because you have a family, finances aren't as abundant as maybe if a person was a single energy and spontaneous energy that, they're not too worried about financial shit. They have a good time, they enjoy their life, to the best of their ability, and still wants to offer, but maybe you're being closed off to this offer of this person coming into your life, that may spoil the children, that may, kind of go against what you think the children should get or receive from someone as a gift. So it could be even like a relative coming by and just always giving money away to them, right? They don't need, money at such a young age, blah, blah, blah. They don't need to understand the concept kind of thing. You know what I mean? You're kind of set apart from people, just handing your kids money, because they're kids. That's what we do. That's what we were taught. We hand kids money and let them go to the corner store or, go shopping and saving up. We're teaching them how to manage their finances at a young age, right? And how they're able to use that, teaching children that the situation doesn't mean that every time you're going to get one, because every other time, every other pentacle is shining great. So every other time doesn't mean they're going to get money for every time that this person comes to visit, and not to expect that kind of energy. But be grateful for the ones that do come. You know what I mean? Be thankful. They're creating things. They get candy from the store. Little things that kids like. So this could be like almost like an uncle energy. Trying to get through to you, saying that life is just too short. Enjoy what you have when you have it, and just go out. You never know when you're going to actually get an experience like this to come forward again. You have an opportunity to enjoy. So go and enjoy life. It's like, when it's raining out, nobody goes anywhere. But when it's sunny out, everybody's everywhere. There's everybody doing everything they want, when you have the right environment. So that's maybe what this King of Swords is creating, trying to create a more upheld kind of energy. Respect, learning about how to respect a person, but not to take advantage. But yeah, there could be like a favorite uncle involved or something here. That's what I'm kind of seeing. So somebody is trying to, it kind of rubs you the wrong way with, um, or it hasn't been able to be understood in that concept for you, that the Six of Pentacles, that, the giving and the gifts and stuff, that you have just kind of a moral aspect on, that you shouldn't always be handing them everything because they don't learn anything that way. But you're learning that the little people matter, right? And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, here we go again, because can anybody say how it goes for this card? This is the how many of you remember how we explained this card? I think Elizabeth might know this one. I'm sure she knows this one. I know she knows this one. This is the bow chicky bow wow. You are a goddess in your own right. It took you a long time to be able to be here, supporting children and moving and just being, a single parent, possibly. This might be you as a single parent or somebody you know as a single parent that needs support. But it is the definite goddess card before the 10 comes, right? So definitely you got some swag. You've got the support, you've got the pentacles, you got the means to support yourself, to make you look good, and you're independent. You don't really need a man in your life, so maybe why the Six of Pentacles was in reverse is because you really don't need this kind of experience for your children. You've worked hard to give them what they earn, and this might be an undoing of how to learn and respect money. So maybe this value of handing your kids gifts every time they come around is kind of undermining what you're trying to teach them about, working hard to get to where they are, and here's mama, worked real hard, got all her dues and everything, and now she can, be free to enjoy them, right? Having some freedom in regards to not having to be in a relationship and proving that you as an independent woman are able to manage everything on your own and you don't need to be kind of single parented and not achieving anything, but it makes you more drawn by these energies, the stronger powered energies that have value, that have worth within themselves as well. Understand that you're on the same level playing field with experience, with finances, with everything, and you've worked hard to get there. And it's always nice to have somebody at the same level of financial gain as you want to be paired with a person that has, you know nobody that's going to be like a first one pentacle and wanting to come in and take away, from your existence. You're very selective on who you bring through. Okay, so that's why you're not very choosy on who is going to enter your life, but you are not going to allow a lot of the energy through because you've worked hard to protect your children, you've worked hard to clothe your children, you've worked hard for their education and everything. Right, you've got a nice little nest egg for when these kids really need it, and you've worked hard to get there. And you should be walking around with the Bow Chicka Bow Wow song hanging out, going off as you're walking by. Bow Chicka Bow Wow, because you do have the goddess quality. You can handle your shit on your own. You can handle what anybody brings to you, almost like almost like a I'm trying to think of an animal that would be um, almost like a bull. Like you don't put up with anybody's bullshit. Like there should be like a Taurus energy behind you, is what I'm saying. This could be a Taurus energy that's come and supported you, and where it's switched out to a different energy all the time. So you're learning how to deal with each energy on your own and not allowing it to manifest into anything negative, but using it as a benefit, as a stepping stone, or as a tool within your own dimensional being, right? So yeah, so the goddess card, that's a bow chicka bow wow. So now all these, and that's why men of this statute are now pursuing you in this pentacle energy. They want somebody that's independent, that can take care of their own, not use them as like an energy source or a financial gain, right? You've already done your financial gain, and now they're being attracted to you because you can handle and support yourself and not rely on a masculine to take care of you and your children, which so many people out there take advantage of stuff like that, which is, rather selfish and degrading. But, moving in, and you got it. You've got it. You've worked hard to get there, and nobody's going to take that from you. All right, so the bottom of the deck now is the Ten of Cups. There you go. So you're going to end up coming into union with somebody for sure, that's going to be, happy to be with you and enjoy time with the family, like family kind of guy. You're definitely going to find him. And the Emperor was the only one that was showing like a family guy. I'll keep a watch on the kids too and look out for them and, be part of their life and teach them and show them and all those things that an emperor is willing to do, right, on behalf of being like a father energy. So you have good things coming towards you if you're allowing them to be part of your life. Okay, be very selective, be very, on point with your, go out and experience life, go out and go on dates, you know what I mean? Like you get to go and experience things because, you've got, you have the supports, but people or maybe your friends and family are telling you, you need to get out there and be more active. Enough of this. You've raised your kids, you've got them, raised with morals and etiquette, that you should be able to enjoy your life as well. So hire a babysitter, go out on a few dates, enjoy being with other people and socializing, not making it so that you don't totally shut off yourself from outside world because you're a parent, it just creates, more avenues for you to meet different people, like a teacher met conferences, and being part of their life and being proud that you brought them forward in the manner that you have. And you don't want them destroyed just by having some, you know, the wrong person in your life at that time, right? You want your kids to learn the value of love. You want them to be in healthy relationships and trying to find that healthy relationship for yourself, right now, so that it has a good influence on your children and they don't have to see, an unsuccessful or what do they call those dysfunctional family kind of thing going on, right? You want them to be healthy and functional, going and meeting their dreams and having the aspirations because this is what you've instilled in them. And you don't want somebody just coming in and undoing all the work that you just did, but somebody that's going to come in and actually work with the energy and be, the person that they can go to and say, hey, I'm having a hard time with homework. Can you give me a hand? And actually, being a part of the positive upbringing and morals and all the other things that are important instilled into your children that you've created. You don't want somebody just coming in and being a lazy bum sitting on the couch drinking beer, not doing anything productive, and it kind of rubs off your kids. Well, how come he gets to be that way? You know what I mean? Like, you just have to be very selective because of the values that you're instilling in your children. Um, you want the partner that's going to balance that. So you do have the options of whichever one you want. But at the same point, you only are searching for one, but you will enjoy and have, respect for the person. If they're asking you out for a dinner date, then hey, why not go? It's only dinner. It's only a few hours out of the day that you have to be away from your children. Like, you're so putting everything into where your children maybe would actually have a little fun with the babysitter. You know what I mean? To be able for you to go out and be enjoying adult energy. Not staying at home and just dealing with the children and this and that, but have a babysitter come in and say, hey, I need some adult time with some other adults, so I'm going to go out for this night. Maybe one or two nights a week you find a babysitter, but most of the other times you're there. So you're not really sacrificing a whole lot in your spiritual level, but you're still balancing being a parent, Monday to Friday, and then family time Saturday and Sunday, but still on that Friday or Saturday, finding out that you'd like to go out and enjoy, an evening or go to a movie with someone, or you know what I mean, like intermingling and seeing what's out there now, because things change. There's different quality of people around, different understandings that each person has. That might be a good thing to start with a dinner meal and then decide then if this is really kind of a fit that you're going to have, or if there's something that can make this maybe fit together at a later point with, more dates or whatever it is. You have to start creating this for yourself and not to make it such a hindrance on yourself. So with that, that's all I have. And we got 33 on the screen, so that's a 6, which is a good number. So yeah, so just you've done a lot with growing your children with morals and stuff, and done a good job. And now it's time to replenish yourself on an adult level, because we still need adult intervention. Like, we still need to go out and mingle and have a good laugh and have adult time, not just adult and children time, but strictly adult time. Whatever you so choose to do in those hours is your business, right? Nobody else has to answer to them but you. You're dealing with a Gemini. That could be the to and fro kind of energy of 1 minute in, 1 minute out. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's what I have for you, Miss Nancy. Not too many other messages came through, but just to focus on yourself and let yourself grow, and not put your kids on the back burner. It's not what you're doing. You're just having time for adult time and express it that way, right? Because you still need to be functioning and social as an adult. You can't just stay in child mode all the time, right? They're old enough that they could have a babysitter, or maybe even one's old enough to sit down and take care of another child, like a teenager or something that's 13 or whatever. It can take care of the younger version, and just so you can even go out and have dinner. Having an outdoor experience without children is just like a breath of fresh air sometimes. At least I know when I had my children small, that we would book a babysitter and go out for dinner and just reconnect. Use it as a reconnection time for your adult self. So yeah. All right. So you're more than welcome. Make a donation. Channel is open to donations. Donation link is at the top of the chat in the first few lines. If you wish to make a donation, it'd be great to see, more people donating and supporting the channel, for the readings that they're getting. Be nice to see a little more going on, but I'm just here to Oh, there's the mailman that I was waiting for all day. What's he doing over there? Where'd he go? What's he doing? Okay, I'm watching for my mailman here. Because I'm expecting stuff to be coming in here that I ordered. What? Hang on, what's going on here? The mailman's here, so is he taking it? One sec, guys. Yeah, we got a different mailman this time. I'm gonna go check the mail for you guys. Hang on. Alright. Don't think he's done the street yet, so we'll have to wait for a bit. But I'm back. I'm here. So you're most welcome, Nancy. So who else is in here? Yeah, you guys, no problem. I like being here with you guys, and you guys make my day a little bit more complete when I know good things are coming for you guys, right? I really, really feel good when the messages do come, even though some of them are not sugar coated. You know, you just get the raw truth. You know, which helps. And the way I see it is when you're dealing with you know, the non-sugar coated, but you're aware of things that you won't get blindsided with information. You know what I mean? Like just focusing on the positive only and not help dealing with the negative, that you end up getting blindsided, right? You get blindsided by energy that you didn't see coming. As I don't feel that it's a good idea to block that energy. You're aware that it could possibly come into play here. And being aware, and then you're like ready to be able to handle that situation when it does come. You know what I mean? You know, because I would hate for anybody to have a reading and then they don't even see, you know, the negative come through and just get just blindsided by the whole experience, and it just totally destroying them. You know what I mean? I just don't see that as a positive. You know, letting somebody be blindsided, it doesn't work well with me. It rubs against me, and saying, you know, then you know you're creating a negative impact for that person about you because you didn't give them the whole message of what was supposed to be received at the time. Even though there's some good, there's some bad. I try to keep it at a certain level. But if there is like really major situation coming through that you wouldn't be able to handle spiritually, I will definitely let you know, right? I don't have to hide anything from you. You know, this is why you're here, is to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. You know, but you know, who's to say anything, right? Hey, anytime you guys, like Elizabeth, you know, I do this for you guys, and I really enjoy when you guys have experiences showing up. You know, that you're able to, you know, maneuver your path a little better for positive things to come into light for you. Being aware of, you know, those other little blocks that, you know, you might get thrown in the way of, you know, finishing that journey to finally get to that point. but at least you know that they're coming, you know when to expect them, what kind of blocks they can be, you know, situations, people, places, and things as to, you know, who you need to watch out for or be aware of. And sometimes I don't have the actual who you need to be aware of, but, you know, because then that's getting too personal, you know, for a person. And, you know, there's some private stuff that people want to keep private. So I can try to do the best I can with that energy and not reveal too much, but enough that you can maneuver. You know, definitely maneuver. All right, so what else do we have here? Oh yeah. What was it? See, I did it again. I did it again. I didn't write down what the video was. I was watching someone's video and I can't remember who it was. See, this is what I mean. Did I write it down in a book? I wonder if I did. I wonder if I wrote it down in my book. Hang on, let me grab my book here. Maybe I did write it down and just totally forgot. Yeah, I have my agendas. Oh, the other thing is, we are going to be starting a loyalty program come the beginning of April. And basically, when you have your reading, oh, hang on here, where am I here? Oh, that's my dream catcher list. Okay, yeah, so loyalty cards. I'm going to see about getting those done. I'm going to try to I'm going to probably only do like a one card, you know, overall energy. Once I start this other one, I've you know, working to get everything set up. But it is for a paid reading. One of those websites that, you know, you have to go out and, you know, you click on a reader and then you pay whatever amount for whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to be on a website that's going to, you know, I have to keep people active in the thing for 28 minutes, but that's usually how long it lasts anyway, even though me doing it for free down here, right? But where is it now? Let me see here. Did I write it down in this one? I have two agenda books. One is for contact information. Okay, so yeah, see, I have a lot of people that haven't been back in a while, which is okay. They're probably, you know, doing their own thing. Well, I just want to say thanks to you guys that did make your donations on the last view or the last video. I really appreciate it. I think it was Lacey and somebody else. I'll have to look at my list here. So basically, what I wanted to do was get a positive going. Well, we're on Monday now. Get positive energies going, but I also want to offer loyalty cards. So what I'm going to do is, because you guys are here, I'm going to give you a bonus one. Where's my pens? So I'm going to keep track. You know, you guys get the preview, the prelude to the reading. So we did Elizabeth. Okay, so pre-loyalty. It's March 18th. So we got Elizabeth. Anna. And then who else do we have here for this one? I'll give you guys an extra bonus, Nancy. And then we have Elizabeth, Nancy. And who else was there? Anna, Nancy. I've only done the 3, right? Okay, so you guys have, I'm going to give you guys a bonus for your loyalty card. Actually, I should just set it up now. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so we're going to go through it. So, Elizabeth. So we had, today is what date? March 18th. So I'm going to allow you guys to have these free readings as a bonus one before, and then you just have to get six readings for the 7-1 to be free, paid donation. So we had Nancy Torres. I have a friend that has the last name Torres. So March 18th, 2019. And that was free. Okay. And then we had Nancy. And who else did we have today? Who else was here? Someone say Anna Alves. Okay. Reading March 18th. So I'm going to put free plus so you guys get the actual credit for these ones today. I'm just, kind of getting that started for April, and if people have, readings, and we can, get people started on their loyalty cards, and then after that, at least the loyalty cards are in place, and everybody gets a credit for, what ones they do by donation. But I've given a couple other people a free one, random ones between now and the beginning of April. I'll be, selectively reading and for readings and people, having good information given, right? So that's with that. So that's going to be a good color. Wine, green, and black. So I've got a few ideas for dream catcher colors. So I'm going to be working on this. This is my list for ketchup makers. These are the ones I have to make. And I need to get my charger. One sec. So I'll plug you guys in before we kill this dream. The dream is alive and doing well. Okay, so let's see if we can get this plugged in here for you guys. There we go. There. What's going on here? Hang on. Holding it up somehow here. Okay, move that one back. Okay. There we go. That's better. Better. Okay. Whew. Alright. So, how is everybody feeling today? There's a question that you want to ask about your reading, like Elizabeth did, if there's something. Hey, you guys are no problem. I love the fact that I can do that for you guys. Help transformation, your plan into a better seeable situation to end up getting positive results. There isn't anything that I wish on anybody but positivity. We get the negative when we get the negative, but I don't put any negative connection with it, but just for you to be aware that there could possibly be some interaction that may be on a negative way, right, that you're aware of, so you're not blindsided, like I said. Because if anybody, it's like sitting there and say you're going out for lunch and your friend has, some food or something stuck to her. Would you let her walk around with that food attached to her, or would you tell her that she has it so people wouldn't look at her differently? You know what I mean? Like, I would be the one that would tell you your makeup looks wrong right here, or you didn't cover up, the varicose veins in your face, or you know what I mean? I know one friend of mine, she gets varicose veins and she has to wear makeup every day because it shows through. And I saw it one day and I went, wow, that's got to be fixed. Like, that's really dark varicose veins in the face. So I said it to them once and they just kind of went off the deep end. It's like, whatever, I'm just letting you know, that it's noticeable that you have a foundation line that goes down your cheek and the rest is not covered. You missed a spot. They don't want to hear it. So I tell them anyway, regardless, because I'm sure that I wouldn't want to be told, I would want to be told that there's, kind of a missing spot so I don't look like a fucking idiot that I don't know how to put my makeup on, which, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it has to be one of these moments. I don't go out unless I look like this, like I'm ready to go snowmobiling, and I just have to put the goggles on now. Hang on. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, this is anonymous coming to life. Hey, dudes. Do you know who this is? This is anonymous. What can I make your world go better? My glasses are fogging up. I'm fucking laughing under here, you guys. There. Hang on, wait. Let's try this out. Oh, it didn't work. Oh well. What'd you say? What? Say what? Say what? Your sandwich. I think anybody would recognize. I should walk around Surrey like this, around the city like this. People would think I was a Unabomber. Yo, buddy, look over here. I'm yawning. That's awesome. It looks like I got two giant boogers hanging down. Eee. If any of them saying no. Oh, now they're swinging in time. Yes, me name is Goofy. You gotta be goofy once in a while. Have some good vibrations go out, right? Like, have a good laugh. My eyeglasses were fogging out, so I couldn't even see. Right? Gotta have some fun with you guys. Can't be all serious all the time. Like, seriously, like, really? I can't be serious. I really can't. I get too serious and it just, gets way out of proportion. But entertaining you guys, have a good laugh. Always have a good time. That's right. Always a good time with me. Even if I'm having the crappiest day of all days, I still have a good day when I come and do my channel. It's the energy that gets released. And we just went past 22222. We just passed it. Love it when I notice those numbers. Yeah, my numbers have been coming in rather strangely. They're becoming individual numbers. Again, like individual, not like the 1111 or the 111. It's basically coming in as one, right? Energy one. And sometimes I feel like I'm not really ready to take on really take on too much outside forces. Vibrations from other people. Like on a sunny day, everybody seems so much happier when the sun's shining. Everybody seems to be more, in a giving or allowing to have conversation. But when it's raining, like where I live, it rains a lot. It rains like 4 months, 5 months out of the year, or 6 months, whatever it is. And just the way everybody just kind of is like somber walking around, like you don't really see anybody that's smiling and happy that it's raining. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to me how you cannot find something happy in your life, even if it's like rain showers and mud puddles. You know what I mean? I'd be out there running through the mud puddles if I was a kid. Like we used to run up and down the street where I used to live. We used to have like really heavy rainstorms. So, little sidewalks. You'd have like these little rivers going into the sewer. So we would have toothpick races. This is what we used to run around with bare feet. We never had shoes on when we went playing in the rain. We always ran around with bare feet. And we used to have toothpick races, little boat races. All the way down, and we'd wait. Some people get hooked on a little rock that's in the, you know what I mean, like in a little pathway going down the stream, and the little stream drains into the sewer tank, so it's just water flowing. So you put the little toothpick in there, and you adjust your toothpick weight for it to go faster or slower, and then the other people would go in, and then you drop them all at once, and then you'd let them go, and you'd run along them and say, yours got stuck, blah, and just have a gay old time. Like for half a block, you'd sit there and watch this toothpick running down the stream. And that's what we used to find entertaining. Like we used to have fun with that and playing in the rain and, seeing it in the rain. We'd like totally crank the tunes and just be outside in the backyard dancing around on the grass and just being foolish, right? Just having a good time. And I think that's where a lot of people get, because you're an adult, you can't have fun. Like seriously, man, if you can't have fun when you're an adult, then you have something seriously wrong with yourself. Because if you're not happy and not moving and giving back positive energy to the universe, it just kind of feels empty, and when people aren't, when people are feeling empty, it has an effect on me, because I don't want people to feel empty. I don't want them to feel like they, everything is just there because it's there, kind of that energy where people are just becoming complacent against it, not working how to work it in, or getting the insight into how things might change, or give a positive spin that this negative might be the turning point for a person, to create positivity in their life. So it's not so much that I like giving the negative, but it also helps in the turning point and realizing that no, this path needs to be changed, and better direction needs to be accomplished within yourself, right? But still being there as a support person for you, right? So um, and we have a good time. Like everybody should be smiling and happy to be alive. Like you get to put two of your feet on the ground. When you step out of bed and you're able to get out of bed every morning, I am grateful for that moment. Because I don't think life really does a lot of, like, the universe creates with you. But I find that if you don't start creating with the universe, you feel empty. You do. You're just feeling like nothing matters, that nothing is going in a positive direction, but it's because you're sitting in a negative, um, like meditation, being, healing, cleansing, if you're feeling really down or you're feeling really rough around the edges and you just feel spiritually disconnected, then take the time to get yourself connected. Go out and go for a walk and get in touch with the universal energy and feel it, and just give positive intentions, even in thought, whatever it is, because thought can be read, at least by me. Um, but to allow somebody to understand that life isn't going to be that box of chocolates that you expect it to be, but it will be a box of chocolates for the ones that you want it to be. And that's different between needing and wanting items. You need to have food, you need to have a house, you need to have abundance and finances to be able to buy food, to buy, pay for your gas in your vehicle that you bought, pay the lease on the vehicle that you bought. It's like we're always forever paying, and that can actually send you into a negative spiritually. You know what I mean? Like you just get stuck in that run of things recycling and just barely doing the payments, and bringing that into your world, and never seeming like it's ever enough to get into a positive state. You're just forever in that ruck, spinning your tires. And I don't feel that's fair to people, that they should have to sit and spin their tires just to get out. And then the minute that you offer your hand, things are a little bit better. Things start looking up, and holding, it's like having a best friend when she's having a bad day or she broke up with her boyfriend. You're there on the other line waiting for her to call and say, hey, I feel like this, so and so broke up with me, blah blah blah. And just listening, sometimes we achieve more in our spiritual growth than actually applying in our spiritual growth. But understanding is what you need to do, not a comprehension. Understanding that things are going to go this way and have, all predetermined for it all to be negative is going to all be negative. You know what I mean? Like you're projecting out your energy, and you need to have it. Even if you're having the roughest day of all, the worst day of your life, and you just can't crack a smile, try cracking a smile. Put it in your headphones, and listen to some funny, like, jokes, or funny, a person that's telling jokes, like on the comedy channel type thing, which you can find on YouTube, where you see comedians talking, and put that in your ears. Put your headphones in, turn that kind of like something on, and just sit within yourself and just laugh. Like have a good laugh. Like I do this, and I put on the glass. I'm laughing underneath, having fun. Just to change the vibration of it, because it gets too serious sometimes, and just changing it up a bit. Just having fun. Like we did when we were kids, right? Um, And sometimes you just have to. You just have to step out of yourself and become a child. And they do. It does give you curveballs, and it's better to be prepared than unaware and unprepared. Um, I'm not saying that I'm the all answer to be all answer, but I give the messages that are seen fit for whoever they are, because they deserve to have that information. For people that can't, tune into themselves because their spiritual growth isn't complete or is lacking in certain fields or different things, then I will recommend even doing like, the person that I recommend all wholeheartedly is Jason Stevenson for his vast amount. Like there isn't a video you wouldn't want to try that's on his channel. Okay, and I'm just saying that because I've used him, and I still kill it by using him. It really helps you get in touch with yourself. And when I had my awakening one time, I remember going to sleep listening to this, and I used to always, and it started for me. Um, and I had both headphones in, play it for like the 8 hour one that, because we only usually sleep 8 hours, but within probably, I would say, 20 minutes after you've done the body scan, you're basically transing out and you're going to sleep. And this is kind of subjective imagery into a positive aspect for you. Whatever's in your subconscious, he pulls it forward, and you kind of deal with it. But wasn't until I had that experience that my whole life changed. I have him to thank for the change. Um, and to be wholeheartedly grateful that, the change that came about took a little longer than I anticipated for the work wise I worked on. I've been doing my spiritual work for what, 4 years now, 3 years, 4 years now. And now, after going through that really hard time with my children, because it was important to me, it was very important to me that they understood what was going on with me and why I was transitioning out and letting all this anger come out, and taking it out sometimes with conversations with them, and making them feel that they were responsible for it, but not understanding that I wasn't making them responsible for it, but was making myself responsible and helping my children understand the dynamic that I'm in now, right? Which, a lot of people don't understand until they see it live, like in color, and come and sit down and see it happen. Only then do they comprehend the positivity in it. And my daughter messaged me and says, "I'm really glad, Mom, you're getting your feet back on the ground and you're doing well. And it matters to me." You know what I mean? And it was so hard to, let that little one experience Arizona all at herself. I didn't talk to her since she left back in August. Um, and allowing her to grow and let her understand that the real world out there is so different when you're on your own. When you have none of your family around to run to, or to be able to, go over and see right away, and being on your own in another country, let alone another state. you know I think it really puts into life that you are actually on your own. And she made this message, and it felt like it was so important, just in the way she worded it. And it affected me. It affected me feeling lonely. And it says, "You're only afraid of being alone." And at that point, I was very alone. And for her to put that on her thing, says, "You're only scared to be alone." I hate being alone. I hate the whole if I'm sleeping, then I don't mind it, being, individualized, or, just not. When you're in a relationship and you have children, that dynamic changes. It does. And, you have to allow it the time to breathe. You have to allow it time to kind of sink in. And, I just messaged my daughter and said, "Thanks for showing. It was really nice to see you kids," and showing them what I'm doing with my life and the channel, and with certain things in my life, and moving forward, and, doing a reading for my daughter. And she just kind of went, "What the hell? How did she know this?" Like, she's smacking her brother, and she's like, "You hear this? Like, what the fuck? How does Mom know?" And I pulled out the cards for it. And ever since then, she's kind of put that into comprehension for herself over the last 24, 48 hours. She couldn't believe what was happening before her eyes, but it was really happening, so she knew it was real. It wasn't a dream state or any bullshit. Is happening really in front of her eyes, and showing my children that, like somebody, I don't know if it was you, Elizabeth, or somebody else, one of Daisy or somebody, had said to me, "Try talking to them." I didn't have to tell them. They chose to come by and check on me and see how things are going. And the last time they saw me, things weren't going very well. I was very in a distressed state, didn't want to even have them involved in my distress. Everything was just getting too surreal and cutting off the balance between that. And it was, it had me questioning myself, and knowing that I didn't have to question myself. These were happening, but stranger things were happening. Like, people in photos started to morph and change. Like, if we're living in the matrix and we're outside the matrix, I don't feel it as, that perception that my mind is tricking me. If it's a photo and there's people on this photo that look exactly the same, is it really? Apparently to the hospital it matters. To me it didn't. I just wanted somebody to verify that this is what I was seeing in the photo. That's all. I just need verification that I was seeing this. This is not, a manipulated picture, or somebody has gone and done in Photoshop on it just to fuck with me. This is my son's graduation picture. And it was the whole graduation class taken down from above, right? It took a picture. There was two other students showing up that looked like my son. Identical. He wasn't in where he was supposed to be standing, that I remember him to be there, but he was in the other side of the photo and just peeking over a person's shoulder. It was almost like the demon took formation of it and ran through the photo. I don't know what the hell happened with that. It was messed up. But it was just my perception of my projection. How can you change a photo? I don't think you can even wrap your head around that whole comprehension. My brother showed me the demons, and my partner even saw one, and it was like in 1 minute and it was gone the next. Like, you cannot possibly make that happen in a photo, but it was immediately. Taking that picture of that photo on my table and seeing it. I have one also. I wonder if I can pull it up here that I'll show you guys. You can actually see. One sec here. I'm going to pull it up on my TV here, on my computer, and I'll show you the picture. And I will find it. And I'll show it to you guys, because you guys will be like, what? Really? I don't know where I put those other pictures right offhand, but there's another one in my storage, my OneDrive, where I'm standing taking a picture of myself, and there's an energy standing right next to me with a goatee, little spectacle glass. And I had a dream about that the other night, that somebody was walking into a house and they said, oh yeah, remember the spectacle dude that showed up? And it freaked me out, because I haven't had a dream that I can remember in a long time. But that one stuck out because it was, something that I was thinking about maybe for that day, and it's kind of came through that energy. Okay. Oh, do I already have it here? Oh, I already have it on my computer, apparently. Oh, okay, I have to look here first. Dang it. But yeah, no, I'll show you. It's bizarre. It really is. Let's see if I can find it for you guys. I want you guys to see it. And I'll show you. Let me see, how is it? Okay, I gotta open up one because it's not letting me open them here. Where is it? Oh, that one picture I showed you guys on one of the links for what we started a stream the other day, and there was a little kitten on the front, sitting on a little wooden bar, a wooden, pole with his mommy in the back. That was little monkey. That was our monkey that passed away. The little gap. It wasn't sick at that point. He was only, I don't know, about 6 weeks old there. So that was my little baby. He was a little monkey. He was Papa's baby, the one that we wanted to keep as a from the litter because he was just so cute and just his own little personality. But that's the one that ended up getting very sick and passed away on us a few months later, which was really unfortunate. But we still have his photo. So we keep his memory. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys when I set up that stream. Because we were talking about it prior to that stream. I'm trying to find it. I'll have to find it because it takes a lot to find this stuff, these pictures. But I'm gonna have to get them set up and saved somewhere for you guys to see them. But it's really important. It's really, really important to keep those memories alive. You know, because that's all you have. When you leave here, that's all you have. You can't take anything with you. You know, even sometimes you feel like you can't take anything with you. It's enjoy it while it's here. Definitely. But yeah, so I'm gonna take a break here. I'm gonna go fix myself something to eat, and we're gonna get through till later. And I will see you guys later tonight for the late night stream. And I will try to look for that. I'll spend some time after I'm having lunch here, and I'll look up that photo so I can show you guys when we check in later tonight. So I'll get back to you guys give me an hour. I'll try to find that picture and hopefully find something until then. All right, so I'll see you guys. Give me an hour and a half. We'll be